finna kill them old boy.
Fluffy. Fluffy.
Get way. Get way. Get way. Get.
Once upon a time, there lived a man who lived on a planet called Planet Music. And on this planet, there were many nations, and each nation had a king, a president. And these leaders had absolute power over their people. Through rhythm, they controlled the minds of many. Through soul, they controlled the force of the universe. One such nation was the nation of R&B, and its king wore diamonds and gold and drove around in big, beautiful cars, and he owned restaurants and clothing lines, and he built a castle on the island of Long, and it too was paved with diamonds and gold and rubies. But he led his people astray. He was not a good leader. He was not a good president. If house is a nation, I want to be president. If house is a nation, I want to be president. If house is a nation, I want to be president. President. He said it.
Oh, snap. Hold up. That one's
Once upon a time, there lived a
What up? What's going on, y'all? What's going on? We back, we in the cut, we doing some Dota 2. Some of y'all might have seen that the homeboy is trying to get himself on the map, getting put on the radar for the DPC folks. So we're gonna be a little bit try hard today. We're a little bit try hard, a little bit less chatty. And also I need footage. So what's up, y'all? What's going on? Welcome back to Snare Casting. We are going to be doing some Dota action. The Dota 2 Champions League Season 5. Got ourselves Nemiga taking on the side of Bait. It is a mere group stage matchup, but it's a matchup that can have some fairly major ramifications. Right now, the way that it's sitting is that Bait is currently 0-2 at the very bottom of the group. It's a shaky place to be for them. Erstwhile, Nemiga is 2-2. Should Bait fail to win this one, not only would they be putting themselves as the only team in the league right now without any kind of points for their standing, they would also elevate Nemiga immediately towards going all the way up into the top 4, which is that playoff berth, obviously, whilst allowing themselves to have greater risk of elimination. So lots to see, lots of stories. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the draft. Nemiga playing on the Radiant side. We've got a Bait on Dire, who will lead things off by picking Mars on Nemiga as their opening pick. On the other side, Bait will immediately respond, Snapfire Tidehunter. I believe we saw them play this lane the last outing as well. But they haven't played against them. Definitely they weren't involved in a game with Snapfire Tidehunter, and it worked. Yeah, not actually, they were playing against it. I think they were playing against Creepwave, if I'm not mistaken, and it didn't go well for them at the end. So let's try something like this. You know, they have this overwhelming team fight from the Tidehunter. We see the third pick that was picked up was this Elder Titan. Further team fight, very good lanes as well. I think that's where they're really trying to prioritize things. One of the big problems that they seem to have on Bait, at least right now, is that, things are difficult when there's a lot of pressure, and they seem to have a very difficult time adapting to that pressure and doing well thereafter. We saw in the games where Violence was playing, the one game he did okay, but that was because he was allowed to actually have a laning phase. So Bait probably thinking to themselves, it's imperative that we give him that kind of start every single time when possible. For the other side, Namiga Gaming, this is some classic Eastern European draft right here. Mars Disruptor, you know, obviously just Mars is... It's Chosen One Mars. I don't know what you want. Like, it's Chosen One Mars. It's actually 2 comfort picks, right? Now that I think about it. It's not just Chosen One Mars, but we also have access... I was gonna say the Vanscore Disruptor, but could also equally be the Vanscore Enchantress now being brought into the mix. That's intriguing. That's intriguing. All right. Ember Spirit emerges. The one thing I like about this that Namiga have done is they still have pretty decent lane control with this Enchantress being picked up as well. The Disruptor, now that he's playing a 4 position, he should, for Heaven, be able to find a lot more farm on this hero. Get the very early Aghanim Scepter. We don't necessarily have a pure utility hero from the side of Bait, nor a BKB carrying hero just yet. However, when that does emerge, having the instant mute from the Disruptor Static Storm could really make all the difference in the world. Then Amiga, of course, they did go back for the Ember Spirit. Yo, listen, listen. Ember. Yo. Right now, it kind of just feels like this is... Ember, Void Spirit, these heroes are just too good right now. And not only is it just any Ember, you know, it's Ironclad Ember. Seen him play this a lot of times. Ironically enough, we'll also see him play, or Kiritich rather, the carry player, play this Morphling quite a lot, but he's not going to have availability of that in this go around. Of course, that will now be handled by Violent. He didn't have a Morphling game the last outing that we saw him. He played Lifestealer one game, and I forgot what he played the other game. Nonetheless, I do think they needed some kind of hero that they could give responsibility for the game for. And up until this point, they had some decent damage, right? From Snapfire, Elder Titan. In particular, the damage is mostly going to be coming, or was mostly coming, because of the Elder Titan Natural Order Spirit. You throw the Spirit forward, the magic reduction makes Tidehunter and Snapfire so much stronger in the fight. But now you have Morphling, who can come in and actually punch people. You know, put them to sleep. Hit them over the head. Not necessarily the best morph forms in the game right now, you know. But for the most part, they could actually even run this hero middle, honestly, for Bait. This actually might be the plan. The mid matchup isn't the easiest for the Ember Spirit going into the Morphling. So that's potentially their rationale on this one, but the way the meta is right now is pretty much almost exclusively in the safe lane. And considering the fact that it's going to be with the Snapfire most likely, like that sounds like a very scary lane for the Mars even as well. Little Shredder, right clicks from Morphling. Like level 3 seems a very scary point in the game. That being said, there is going to be Disruptor, so the impact and the usage of the Snapfire cookie not going to be nearly as bad. Glimpse back the target that's trying to go for that move. Put Kinetic Field up to allow Mars to escape. I'm also liking the fact that they already have the Static Storm available. Their instant disable is a bit rough on the side of Namiga. However, there are occasions where we do see these Marses playing for a very early Yule Scepter. If he's able to do that and they ever catch the Morphling off guard, Static Storm will be there at the bottom. I do believe they've changed the interaction. It used to be this weird interaction where if you come down off the Yule Scepter for a fraction of a second, certain spells like Morphling's Morph or Ember Spirit's Remnants Out are still available to you, even if there's a Static Storm. Not necessarily going to be the case. Should be able to set up. They still lack damage though, so if he does ever get that morph off, they'll struggle to actually kill him. We need a bit of more physical damage for themselves right now, because otherwise you're just wholly reliant on Ember Spirit doing everything, and that feels a bit rough. You don't want to be in that place. Look who it is. It's the River God. What's up, OG? What's up, man? Yeah, this bait draft is actually looking legit, let me not lie. I'm liking what they're bringing to the table. I think they also, there's not that many situations they're super worried about. Namiga will go for the Kiritich Slog. Fantastic in the lane versus this Tidehunter, of course. That's in large measure, I imagine, why they picked this up. Yo, this is actually really funny because Bait, the last time we actually saw Slog on stream, was Bait. Violent was playing the Slug, but what they did very interestingly on the team they were playing against on Creepwave made the decision to put Tidehunter into the safe lane, and then they ran IO Slaughter in the off lane and demolished the Slog. The Slog had nothing to do the whole game. So in the event that they, from Bait side, have similar rationale, if they can think to themselves, okay, who can actually play with an aggressive posture? Because now you can actually put either Tide or Morphling in the mid lane, the other one can go safe lane, and then put somebody else who's good against Slog off. Because right now, from the Amiga gaming side, if you shut down the Slog, you're winning the game. It's a lot harder for an Amiga to shut down the Morphling than it's going to be for Bait to shut down the Slog, at least in the early offing of the game. So if they are capable of figuring out some way in the draft with this final overall pick to shift that momentum, put Slog in a bad place, allow Morphling to have the more favored start, then suddenly Bait is looking very favored for the game itself. However, if things go awry and Amiga has good lanes, my god, if Ember and Slog have good lanes, yo, it's very scary. It's very scary. It's terrifying. But Bait taking this draft down to the wire. 7 seconds left on the pick. What's going to be the option? All right, they go Void Spirit. And it pretty much had to be, right? What else was left that was in the pool that was this good? It had to be this. So, Void Spirit. Void Spirit, Void Spirit, Void Spirit. Okay. Okay. I can live with this. Dendi Void Spirit. We have seen that it's been one of his best heroes overall of late. So, no real surprise that it's see him emerge with this hero. I mean, for the most part, you'd always try to pick heroes that you're doing very well at. Can get boring, can get annoying, but no. That's not annoying, winning. Winning is really fun. Winning is quite one of the most enjoyable things you can do with yourself. So we have the Void Spirit versus Ember matchup middle, Morphling versus Slog, Tide Hunter into Marsh. Real talk though. No cap, no cap. I actually really like what I'm seeing from Bait on their draft. Of course, we'll have to wait to see what they actually play like. There's some... Let's just say there are several questions that remain unanswered, which I'm not fully confident in Bait's just yet ability to answer all of those questions. But we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. In particular, it's all of these new players. From the Mega, you know, for better or for worse, they're now a much more known quantity, right? The team itself. We've seen them play a couple of tournaments together throughout the last year. They've stuck it out. They've been chilling. So hopefully, Bait is also trying to do similar things. They're trying to do similar things. The one thing for an Amiga, though, there has been a big change, though, right? Is that they brought... Because I remember Heaven and Lodine left. So they replaced Lodine with Vanscore, which is a, in my mind, pretty significant upgrade. Whether or not that will pan out that way in the game states, that remains to be seen. But I do think that Vanscore, incredible, phenomenal player with a storied history. Let's see whether or not they can make this work as we go into game number 1, a Bait versus Namiga. It's time to get it going. Let's go! Quick smoke up from Bait, obviously just trying to get out on the map quickly. Namiga also moving in tandem as a unit, not trying to run into any situations where they get caught off guard by being spread out on the map. Are they going to try challenge for this though? They seem to have some degree of awareness that a challenge is coming, so we might have a fight on our hands here. Let's see how this goes. The Spirit comes out first and foremost, just to scout out a little bit from Valor. That will give the rest of the team the heads up that this is probably not a safe place to fight. And Baits right now at level 1 are way tankier with all their heroes. So not a particularly good idea to take the full frontal fight. Instead, just going to have a small trade over these sentries. I don't think Velo or Gachi actually laid down on an Obs Ward, so... Or rather, they did it on the other side. Should be perfectly safe here. I doubt that we'll see anybody come up with the sentry. They'll need it for elsewhere on the map. Now it all comes down to whether or not Gachi can appropriately get into taking this bounty rune. There's a chance that he dies for this when he goes for the move. So let's see what happens. The challenge is on. Spirit out onto 3. Oof. Heaven managed to get the bounty rune first, but with the spirit coming back and now the scatter blast, look at the damage heading out onto this enchantress. Will they be able to chase her down? A final right click is all Velo needs. No, the spirit damage goes away. But Baby 3-Piece has us back, throws out the gush, secures the first blood, and gets the game started for Bait with the death of Heaven on the other side.
I like what I see.
Oh, snap. Snap. Is that the cheers? Oh, snap. DJ Johnny trying to pull through out here. I did have to disable the audio, unfortunately, Johnny, so sorry about that. Still, though, I got you. We've got a soundboard now, so thank you, good sir. Thank you, good sir. All right, I'm going to be a bit more serious about this one. So sadly, y'all, not going to be as much chat interaction. I'm basically practicing for the DPC, if I'm honest. I really do think that I'm trying to get noticed. I'm trying to get put on the map and, you know, need to make sure that I'm in tip-top shape before we can do so. So, turning our attention proper to the lanes themselves. On the top side of the map, Violent on the small fling right next to the Snapfire. The two of them should have a pretty good time in this top lane. I was mentioning it in the draft that this is not a lane that's going to be very fun to play against in the long term. The opening levels are pretty great. Morphling is quite weak at this point, but time goes on, doesn't become fun. Also, Velo sitting in the here in the wings, waiting for an opportunity to try and make a play onto Vanscore, and the opportunity will come now, but the Disruptor's positioning not far forward enough to justify anybody moving over to try and kill him. However, this is a very interesting decision. The fact that Velo is here in the top lane is isolating Baby 3-Piece down bottom, but it will need to bring somebody down here. I don't think you can leave Tidehunter alone versus Enchantress Slock. Kiritich, of course, will be ecstatic about this particular development. And okay, here we go. Gachi showed up. Gachi's in the offing, ready to make some defensive plays, but Heaven looking for the aggression instead, trying to chase down this Tidehunter. Will sadly fail to do so. Baby 3-Piece will eat the salve from the support. And everything's fine. He's fine. Woo! Kiritich, though, doesn't want Gachi to be fine. Fairy Fire will be popped and will be able to find the kill. Very nice way to start the game as a Slock. Makes you so happy whenever that's the kind of beginning you get. And immediately we see that Heaven will make a move towards this top lane. Vanscore doesn't have access to Glimpse just yet. And it looks like they might just decide to switch this one up. I highly doubt they're going to leave a Slock alone. Yeah, it is a Tidehunter, but come on. There we go. Vanscore comes bottom. And actually, they want to try actually make a play right now onto Baby 3-Piece. He's going to attempt the TP out. Vanscore does not have a method of cancelling this, although Baby 3-Piece fell fairly low. At the same time, though, Nemiga were able to utilize the pressure that Heaven can provide to this top lane by enabling a kill onto Velo. And I was mentioning in the draft that what worries me a lot and what would concern me greatly is if Nemiga got off to good starts on their two cores. Slock has had a phenomenal start. Let's take a quick look at what Ironclad is up to here in this mid lane. Between himself and Dendi on the Ember Spirit and Void Spirit respectively. Ember Spirit, as it stands right now, in a very, very good place CS-wise. They're trading evenly in this mid lane, and bottom might actually have another kill here. Kiritich almost dies. Dogpack brings him very low on the HP. 50 health. Will they gush him? Yes, they will. Baby 3-Piece finds the assassination and also gets some immediate revenge for what's been happening bottom, and also stalls out the advantage that Nemiga was building in this bottom lane. This, honestly, game-changing development. Kind of allows the team right now to have an extra 5 minutes in this mid game when Nemiga wanted to sort of burst out strongly. Kiritich will have to play a little bit more cautiously down bottom for the near future. However, the one spot of bright news for the side of Nemiga is that there's been a lot of musical lanes coming in from Bait, and this has had an impact on a Violent up top. But, you know, you don't necessarily pick Morphling with the expectation that he's going to have a phenomenal lane. Despite this lane having some decent potential, it's not why it's been put into the game. Primarily just to protect him, keep him alive, allow Violent to farm up the necessary items. Get that Morbid Mask, dip into the jungle. And top lane, Gachi might actually be in some danger here. They go for a play onto Heaven as well. Threw in the Fire Snap cookie. Gachi tried to throw the... try to dodge the Spear of Mars, but will not be able to do so. Chosen One gets it. He pump faked the throw. Manages to land it cleanly. Down bottom, they're now putting pressure on Bates at the same time onto Vansko and Kiritich. Velo, significant amount of damage. Amp here. Look, how much is he hitting? Vansko is falling very, very low. Baby 3-piece will close him down. And that should enable them to finish off this Disruptor. Kiritich now in a little bit of danger as well. Velo has Echo Stomp in a second. Baby 3-piece doesn't have enough mana for the Gush. Who might have it in moments. He gets himself the trigger with the Magic Wand. Or the Magic Stick itself. They get enough for the Gush. They get the Echo Stomp out as well. Not going to be enough to kill him just yet though. Kiritich, nonetheless, having a lot of his time wasted and can't really participate in this lane anymore. Baby 3-piece doesn't want to chase all the way. Velo though does the right thing. Sticks. They want to zone Kiritich all the way back to base. They don't want to give him the easy way back into the lane. Vansko showing up. Yeah, it's good to prevent Slog from dying, but you cannot make it easy for the Slog to remain down bottom. At the same time, oh no, oh no, oh no, that's not supposed to happen. Whilst the team is making aggressive plays and postures onto the Slog, they fail to kill him, but Nemiga do not fail to kill Violent. As he takes his first tumble of the game. Morphling, one of these heroes that can't really afford to die all that often. So this movement that was done here, very well done by Heaven. Oh, Jareen, what's up, fam? How's it going? I've been telling everybody that today's going to be a bit more of a serious day. I'll still interact with chat some, but we're going to be super focused. This is DPC practice. We're grinding it out here. We're getting ready. We're getting ready. And then watch me get denied again, lol. But, you know, inshallah, that doesn't happen. One thing I'm very curious about in this game as it continues to scale later and later is what is going to be Bates' first plan. Because they're going to need to take like at least one small skirmish just to be able to buy some space and time and utilize the first Ravage of the game. Obviously, Slog, not really an attractive target of Ravage. Ember Spirit, you don't want to really move to that side of the map, and they might be forced to bring the Void Spirit down here. If they can time things well enough, they might be able to get this kill. Especially with Slog still not actually having level 6. Man, if Void Spirit was here right now, Kiritich would be so dead. Even if Velo was here, he'd be dead. But I don't think they anticipated how long it would take him to get the 6, but he is now feeling very unhappy in what was supposed to be a favorable matchup. We don't see Dendi or Ironclad making the decision to rotate anywhere on the map just yet. However, now that Dendi has a haste rune, he's angling towards bottom. They're making this particular line being drawn, and Kiritich, gotta be careful, my friend. Baby 3-piece pops the magic stick, hoping for additional mana. He still has the soul ring to be able to utilize here, and now they're gonna make the move. There's the Ravage. It comes out. Here's the jump. Dendi's on it. Dendi gets the kill. Eish! Feels bad, feels bad. Ironclad rotates in, but my friend, sadly, it's a little bit too little too late. Very unlikely that they get this kill, and he might lose his own life instead. Ironclad recognizes that there's so many heroes. You should know that, yeah, there's no point. Can't keep this chase going. And as well in the top lane, Violent goes ahead to get the kill on Enchantress. Ironclad, they get him with the Echo Stomp. He's chasing Baby 3-piece so far. He's forced to jump back right now. Realizes he can't make the full jump. Feels so sad. Kinda sucks. Mid lane. Kiritich making the move here onto Gachi. Doubt he'll be able to kill him. Very nice usage of the Fire Snap cookie, and he doesn't have any more access to the Dark Pact, at least for now. It is back online, but realizing that he can't really keep the chase going too much further forward. Despite Dendi lacking any and all mana right now, he still doesn't have enough to get past Dendi and to Gachi, so rather just let that particular attempt slide. Speaking of attempts on lives, Baby 3-piece, they're trying to go on him again here. Down bottom, Ironclad, very unsatisfied with being unable to kill him before. Gonna try to do so now. Will he be able to make it happen? But he's taking a lot of damage here. He needs to watch out for Velo. Look at the briefcase, and there's the anchor smash. Baby 3-piece is still alive, hasn't died just yet. And now suddenly, Vansko realizes that he has to turn tail and run. Get out of here, my friend. Run, run, run as fast as you can. But Baby 3-piece closing in. Finds the gush. Echo Stomp. Puts Vansko in the dirt. They try to kill Baby 3-piece. They fail to do so. And in the process, give away an extremely expensive kill on Ironcrad. And Baby 3-piece is still in the lane. And oh, Ironcrad? Ironcrad? Ironcrad had a remnant here and he zipped immediately back to it, but little did he know, Bates was trying to set up for a push onto this bottom tower. Already having to put himself in a very defensive posture. Nice Static Storm though, will connect onto the Morphling. He doesn't actually have the Strength Morph going. They're going to be able to kill him. Vansko from out of vision just cracks 6, makes it happen. And they might be able to get more now at long last. Velo, Spirit will drag back onto him. He gets the bonus armor. Ironcrad slowed up right now by Baby 3-piece as well, but he cannot stop the Slide of Fist as it grabs him at the very far end of the fight, bringing him down, putting him low, and getting the necessary kill. Oh, at the same time, Dendi, he comes back now. He says, well, if all the mids are playing bottom, we might as well get involved. So much action happening in this bottom lane. Chosen One managing to take out Baby 3-piece as he also rotates in. Who isn't a part of this rotation? What the hell is happening, everybody? Finally, things will settle down. You know what's actually really funny? Literally, not figuratively, right? Literally everybody, barring Dendi, has experienced at least one death, like in these last 2 minutes, in the bottom lane. Are you kidding me? Heritage. And manages to dodge the Aether Remnant, but the chase down might be in from the Chosen One. We haven't seen an arena just yet. It might be the first one. Gets opened up on Gachi and Velo. Gachi can escape with the Fire Snap Cookie, but no such luck coming in for Velo. He loses his life. Gachi trying to zone heroes back using these Morty's Kisses. Vansko cannot find the angle so that they can lock down Dendi and prevent the TP out. They do get the kill on Velo. They draw out the Morty's Kisses, but they've kind of failed to put any pressure on this tower. On the bright side though, because they've taken the tier 1 tower in the top lane, they are still ahead on map advantage, so it's not that bad for them. This game is fun to watch. This is awesome. Also, Beta looking a lot better than in their game against Creepwave. To be fair, Creepwave is a lot better than Nemiga as well. Right now, yo, remember when I was telling y'all that Creepwave is actually the best team in this tournament? They have yet to lose a game. 5-0 as it stands. Vansko down bottom. Static Storm down on the 2. Will not be able to keep himself alive through this, sadly. This will enable Bates to secure their first piece of real estate on the map. How will they play around middle though? Baby 3-piece, he's posturing. They know he has the Ravage, so they're trying to really force him to use it, but he can outlast them here. Plays this well enough, and there's not going to be an opportunity for them to really dive him. Although Heaven is really trying to annoy him with these impetus shots. Baby 3-piece though doesn't seem to mind. He's cool. He's chilled. Also, Johnny fam, we haven't seen you in a minute, G. How's it going? You back in class? I mean, of course, the morning schedule is going to be a bit different now, but it's been a minute since you've been out here, my G. Well, to be fair, I'm the one that's primarily to blame on the other side, but yeah. Dendi. Oof, cannot grab the haste rune. Literally 1 second off with the Aether Remnant. If that lands a moment beforehand, then suddenly he gets the haste rune, but now we'll be forced to dodge the glimpse using Dissimulate. This is one of the reasons why they did pick the Void Spirit into this Disruptor as well. This is a very, very close game, but Nemiga, at present, looking a lot more comfortable with where the gold is. In large measure because Chosen One has just been hyper-farming this game. They're trying to give him the early Blink Dagger, but crucially, they're making sure that he has the early Armlet as well. Oftentimes, when you just go straight Blink on this hero, you run out of damage so quickly. So quickly that you just don't hurt anybody, but you go in for the option, you buy the Armlet, it solves your damage issues, then the team gives him the farm. They prioritize getting this early Blink Dagger so that they have that team fight presence. You love to see it, and they might want to unleash it soon here. He's jumping middle, gets off the arena, finding the Tidehunter. No opportunity for a Ravage here. They throw in the Morty's Kisses, though, and with the additional Aether Remnant and the Astral Step from Dendi, they're able to clean up the Chosen One. At the same time, backside of the fight, we see that they are able to take out the Snapfire. Dendi, can he get out of trouble? Gets Yules into the air. Do they have a way to lock him down? Not just yet. He's jumping back onto Vanscore. Velo, in the meantime, doesn't have such luck as Kiritich takes him down quite easily. Dendi dragged back once more. Gets caught by the pounce. Gets brought down by the impetus shots. Violet now tries to join the fray, but he's the only one available. All of his allies are dead. So he realizes he can't actually keep this fight going. Immediately forced into the retreat. And Amiga played that fight so intelligently. They took it on multiple different fights. Multiple different fronts. So they fight middle, around where the Tidehunter is. In the meantime, where the Morty's Kisses are, they allow Kiritich to be the only one to go all the way around to bring him down. They keep Dendi away from the rest of his team on the right side of the fight. They just played that perfectly. And now, they might still find another follow-up kill onto this Tidehunter. Fire Snap Cookie. No! He didn't trust. He didn't trust. He didn't want to keep facing the wall. Might have been able to get up the hill at the very least, but him deciding to turn in towards the river ends up sealing his fate. And now with no Tidehunter for 27 seconds, absolutely certain that they're going to lose their tier 1 off of this.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Oof, oof, oof. Pain and suffering for the side of Bait and their fans. Oh, it might get worse. Violence almost died, but Velo bails him out with the Echo Stomp. Very useful sleep applied. Even as a piggy pole for good measure. I'm getting as far away as humanly possible, Maji. Kiritich might he be able to get this kill. Over Corrosion with the Echo Saber. Not going to be enough. And now with Baby 3P showing up, they actually might have the stun here now that they know he's utilized Dark Pack. They don't want to let the Ravage rip, though. That's the only way they could have caught him with the follow-up Fire Snap Cookie. So definitely applaud the decision to play it safe. Rather do the right thing. Do the right thing. Z Gamer, what's up? What's good? Mid lane. Oh, what's good is that we're gonna have a dead Tidehunter. That's what's good. Absolutely no way out of this one. And Ironclad doesn't want to just have it be Tidehunter that goes down. He wants to go in, finding Gachi. Echo Stomp though finds both himself and Kiritich. He might be in danger here of the ET splitter. Nice dodge with the slide of fist, and Kiritich dives onto Velo to bring him down.
Dire's middle tower.
Bates feels a little bit like they were forcing that engagement there. And they didn't necessarily need to be in the vicinity. Tidehunter in particular, with the tower having been taken so long ago, coming this far forward, probably a mistake. The new Bait Z Gamer are interesting. The sample size is fairly limited. This is only their third game they've played together as a unit, as a squad. And especially considering that there are several new additions in the team. Baby 3-piece, not really a known player in any regard. I mean, Gachi's been on Bait for a little bit of time. Sadly, he's gonna die though. Oh, is he? Yeah, he is. And I don't think they get Ironclad off of this either, sadly. In fact, Ironclad might be making the decision to try and secure Velo's life. Slide of Fist, back up. He's got the steering chains in a moment. He's gonna throw them out. There's the Fist. Oh, but he now has to zip into a Ravage. Alright, Velo very happy to sacrifice his own life there. Not only allowing the killing spree to be given up, but for Dendi to take it on this Void Spirit. And Dendi needs a lot of farm in this game. They need to give him the Aghanim Shard as well as Aghanim Scepter ASAP. The Shard, the Dissimulate for the additional damage and movement, but crucially, they need the Aghanim Scepter for the silencers to be applied onto Slark and Ember Spirit in these fights. Sadly, the way that it's going right now, these items are going to be a long time in coming for Dendi. Although, if Ironclad continues to gift them these kind of situations, you know, that'll be a very nice recovery. And we've got a pause right now. Everybody's just chilling, waiting for the game to come back and resume. One thing that I really like about what they have going for themselves on the side of Namiga is once they get these BKBs, the trip BKBs really feels like game over. Because the way it stands right now, Violence hasn't necessarily been able to find complete and utter free farm, and he's going for the shotgun build. So if they're able to get to a point where they have 3 BKBs, how on earth does Bates ever actually take an engagement after that? So Bates certainly do have some problems. We'll see how they're going to be able to figure them out, what they're going to do to help themselves recover. I was mentioning after the laning phase as well that they need a plan. And it honestly doesn't feel like they've been able to come up with that plan. Jiri, and you are completely correct that outside of a few token instances, say this Ravage that we saw here, say some of the movement in the bottom lane, for the most part, Baby 3-Piece has not really been playing on the same page with the rest of his team. And this particular critique isn't necessarily limited to this game. We saw shades of this in the opening series that he played. What is that opening game he played? He played Legion Commander, if I remember correctly. And in the laning phase, it was phenomenal. It was great. It was good times. But thereafter, movement on the map, the team just didn't really seem to coordinate well around the duel. So now we get the unpause.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Let's see what's going to happen here. Baby 3-Piece is trying to build a Blink Dagger of his own. But another problem for Bates is that when the enemy team is playing with a Blink Dagger on Chosen One, obvious mobility on Einkrad, and the mobility of Kiritich, if you lack a Blink Dagger, then suddenly only Dendi is getting forward in that fight, and every now and then being followed up by the waveform. Right now though, Namiga, having picked up this Medallion of Courage on Heaven, will decide that they feel strong enough to head into the Roshan pit. Why is it on override camera? Oh, it's undirected, that's why. Roshan should fall without Bait really being able to stop them, despite the fact that Bates actually have some very good Roshan fight around the pit. They don't have any real vision, the scan doesn't connect in time, and they get taken completely off guard by this move. We'll have a Lost Ages. Oh, and a glimpse back onto Baby 3-Piece, who is certainly gonna die here. They're prepared to commit the Arena and the Static Storm to make that happen, but hashtag worth. No Tidehunter being available means that now you have the ability to push in this mid lane. The tier 2 tower is going to take some significant damage. If not just outright get brought down, because they're not set up just yet on the side of Bait to defend this. Velo's not there with the Spirit or the Splitter. We don't have Violent being nearby to at least make them think twice about chasing in on it. So tier 2 tower certainly in jeopardy. Fortunately for the side of Bates, it's slog pushing, you know. Not necessarily renowned as the fastest pusher in the world. But they'll get the job done eventually.
Are fortified. Radiant structures are fortified.
They even pop the fortification because they insist we will take this tower.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Although they might want to fight this on the side of Bates because they have Blink Ravage. They have Blink Ravage, but it has been scouted by this Observer Ward as well, so they know what's up. Glimpse back, Velo. He's back in front of 3 heroes. Baby 3-Piece goes in. There's the Ravage. They blink onto everybody. 3 heroes caught inside it. They immediately burst down the Aegis. Will they be able to take more off of this? Anchor Smash gets down, almost brings down Heaven. In the meantime, Heaven is able to take out Velo, and now there's a lot of damage onto the Smurfling. Kiritich has too much right-click damage with the help of the Chosen One. They've taken Violence out. Glimpse back onto Dendi. He's inside the Static Storm as well. He can't really participate in this fight. Nor can Kiritich though, because Baby 3-Piece is keeping him busy, so Dendi will be able to get out and get to safety. But now Kiritich can call up the homies, can call up support. They can surround Baby 3-Piece, but he dies in exchange for the life of Kiritich. Not worth it for the Tidehunter, given that they lost 4 heroes at the end of the day. But certainly a very nice injection of cash to get the kill onto the slog. My goodness, though. My goodness. Vansko offer these kills. We were speaking about this. This is what we were afraid of. He's going to get access to this Aghanim Scepter. He's playing the 5 position Disruptor. It's taken longer maybe than he might have been super comfortable with, because Heaven has been taking all the farm on the map. Has the D-Lance, has himself access to this medallion. What's coming in now on the courier? What? Full solar crest? Very nice. Ooh, it gets there just as the courier dies. So Dendi can't even make him pay for having brought the courier to such a dangerous location. Painful, painful, painful scenario we're witnessing. Dendi? Maybe not the most circumspect jump, my friend. Be a little bit careful. Does have support nearby him, but smoke from Nemiga. Gonna try and exploit the one hero that doesn't have any support. Violent is all alone and he waveformed into a creep wave. No, Violent. Violent. He tries to get the E-Blade out onto Kiritich, but he knows it won't matter. Static Storm is down onto him. He did get off the strength morph, but Kiritich is just way too strong. They right-click through him. They steal all his stats. It's Slark versus Morphling when Slark is ahead. Very painful matchup.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
And now Nemiga, having now also secured tier 2 top, tier 2 middle is gone. They haven't taken the outpost just yet, but they are just working on completely closing baits from being able to play this game. Yeah, Z-Gamer, we also got to see in that fight, poor Tidehunter. Baby 3-piece came in, he had Ravage, he poured it to the tier 2 tower, expecting to be able to blink in and help his carry, but just gets glimpsed back. Might be able to do something here though, gets thrown forward with the Fire Snap cookie, but they're looking at Chosen One. They're like, alright, this guy is BKB, we can't do anything. Glimpse back now, Baby 3-piece, able to blink past it. This game right now is a little bit more tense than expected for such a losing game. And Bates will decide to smoke themselves now. Where are they going? Who are we looking for? Who's nearby? Ironclad is very nearby, but catching him, kind of asking for a lot. With BKB building into the Aghanim Scepter, level 18 as well. Even if they did catch him, I doubt they actually kill him in time. All their burst right now on the side of Bates is sitting on the Morphling and the Void Spirit. And Void Spirit wants to be saving some spells for the retreat. On the bright side though, full completion of the Aghanim Scepter will allow Dendi to actually have some additional sway in these fights. He's not just jumping in with one salvo of spells and getting out. Top lane, Chosen One will draw out the spell usage onto him, but because he knows he's got BKB, he's perfectly fine. However, that is a BKB charge baited out. At the same time, oh look, here comes Kiritich. Kiritich is looking for somebody. Glimpse back onto Dendi. Dendi's inside the Static Storm. Kiritich, will he be able to bring him down? It looks like it. The Ravage will come out, but it's one moment too late, but not late enough for the Morty's kisses. It's gonna be good enough to kill Chosen One. Kiritich manages to get off the Shadow Dance at the very last second. Unfortunately for Ironclad, not lucky enough to escape this fight. He will buy back though. Has a Remnant in the vicinity, so they come directly onto Violence. Can this Morphling get out of here? Wait for him onto the high ground. Gets glimpsed back. Is going to be able to use the Sleight of Fist. Dodge from the high ground though. Keeping himself alive with a raw piece of skill. Violent will not allow himself to get killed. So they actually end up the victors in this fight for the side of Bates. They not just get the 2 core kills, but they manage to draw a buyback out of Ironclad. And still, at the end of the day, maintain the life of the all-important Morphling. Violent will continue living. And the thing is, in games of Dota 2, as long as Morphling is still alive and farming, we can go for a while. Eventually, it's a very long eventually, several E's, but eventually this hero does become fairly useful. But Slark, though, he's useful right now. Looking for Gachi, trying to get him brought down early on. They won't be able to do so, but they get him back. Ironclad forced to pop the BKB to be able to run him down and kill him. Baby 3-piece right here with Dendi. They're right on top of Kiritich. They drag him back with the Aether Remnant. BKBs are down though. We'll decide to retreat. For bait, honestly, I'm trading the Snapfire's life for a BKB charge out of Ironclad all day, every day, several times a day. Top lane. Violent. Inside Static Storm. Got off the Morph though, so he's perfectly fine. Vanscore's really been struggling with catching Violent off guard. And this bait team, despite facing some major adversity right now, they've really been holding it down here in this base. They've been pushed back with their entire team against the wall. But somehow, they're still holding. They are falling drastically behind on farm, especially on baby 3-piece. But between Dendi and Violent, the game still continues. The scary part, though, is that neither of them have buyback. So if they should end up losing the next engagement, it might just signal the end of the game. And they're not going to play defensively and passively. They're going to go looking for this final engagement. Who are they going to come across, though? Kiritich would be a great target. He doesn't have the entire team with him, and they see him. But they also know that catching him will be fairly difficult. But no, Dendi's on him. Dendi catches him. There's going to be the Aether Remnant. The drag back, not going to be good enough. ET Splitter did not get triggered out. And... Baby 3-piece? Baby 3-piece? Baby? I think somebody put baby in a corner. This is really bad. So, without Ravage, Kiritich is now completely free on the map again. Sweet. He's like, awesome, thanks, bro. That was... Yo, that was so bad. Why did he use Ravage? Why, baby 3-piece? Why? Why, my friend? You see now, the game is going to start escalating in an interesting way because we've just picked up Aghanim Scepter for Einkrad, which is pretty huge, but the bigger Ags is Vanscore's Ags. So what items do we have that no longer have any influence in this game? To be fair, Violent's only been using E-Blade in Static Storm anyway, so that's kind of hilarious. Dendi can't use in Static Storm. Baby 3-piece hasn't been blinking anyway, but the sad thing is that this comes and preempts the pickup of the BKB. So by the time the next fight starts, even with BKB, all the spells are going to not be used just yet. And speaking of BKB, Einkrad will pop it. Looking for Gachi, will be able to bring him down. He now dives to the far side of the fight, looking for Velo. Does he grab this kill in time? He does indeed. Goes to the other side with Kiritich, looking for Baby 3-piece. They've already brought down Velo elsewhere in the fray. Baby 3-piece does manage to survive. But with this jump from Namiga, 3 heroes falling, only one of whom having buyback, Bait certainly in no condition to contest this Roshan. So the big man should just go down for free. An Aegis, it's an Aghanim Scepter, Aghanim's Shard, excuse me, which should go the way of this Ember Spirit. In my mind, it's either Ember or the Slark that takes this. And it looks like Slark is going to be the option. So they want access to the Depth Shroud. They've got it now. This will further frustrate Bait's attempts to actually get kills on these heroes. Especially because outside of Dendi, they don't actually have very good AoE damage. Sure, the ET Splitters, you know, on paper sounds really, really nice. But you have to remember, Velo is only a level 12 support. Dealing with heroes that are 20 plus at this point. Certainly will be difficult to make your influence known just by usage of spells. Items are needed as well, my friend. Wait. Question is, how and who are they gonna jump the Ravage on? Because that's the only way back into this game, right? This is the only real teamfight spell at this point. If they're not getting a very good Ravage to set up for a fight, it's going to be a bad fight. And here comes the fight itself. They go on the high ground. Silence on the 2. Baby 3-piece being patient, waiting for the opportunity. Velo will die. ET Splitter did connect onto some. Oh no, Dendi's inside the Static Storm. Dendi, my friend. This is an Ag Static Storm. Vanscore's caught you. The trap is sprung by the Disruptor, and we will end up with a dead Void Spirit. Buyback available. But certainly doesn't want to have to pop it. I really thought they knew about Vanscore's Ags by now. Like, he's had it for so long, but Vanscore clearly has been hiding well enough in the background that it keep the threat level hidden from the rest of Bait. And now Bait will have to contend with a push coming in from Namiga. Einkrad jumping up, looking for Gachi. Will the Snapfire die? Nope. We'll be able to hop away for now. The The Chosen One, erstwhile, has just been committed to pushing onto the tier 3 tower.
Dire's middle
And they will be able to claim it. Amiga's still not that impressive. Like, unless they get a very good creep from heaven, this is pretty much some extent of what they can get done for now. But they'll be making another run at this as soon as they have more heroes dead from the side of Bait. So Bait need to play carefully, but at the same time, if they continue to just play carefully and passively, they also just lose the game by proxy. Getting out-farmed elsewhere on the map. More itemization is happening from Namiga. And to make matters worse, we're also getting more neutral items. And Bates just can't get themselves out to find these.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Chosen One. Ooh. Poor Dendi. Poor Dendi. Gachi. Poor Gachi too. Yeah. And they were so ready for that. Did you see that execution? It was literally an execution. They were waiting for the right moment, and as soon as it emerged, boom, they jump on him and he's dead. They're gonna smoke and try and join Kiritich here on the high ground. And Kiritich is strong enough to just run straight up onto this Elder Titan. They glimpse back, baby. 3-piece. Where's your Ravage? Non-existent. You're inside the Static Storm, my friend. Violent steals away the Slog form. He's trying to pounce and waveform back into the fountain. Will be able to do so. His whole team does have buyback, but honestly, it feels like a moot point. Buying back at this stage does not feel like it's actually going to help them out.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
They take the mid lane of Rax. Einkrad will make sure to just throw out the Remnant top and just come bottom to make sure that he can secure the tier 2 tower. And Gachi, there's a pause. I'm not certain. Is this a GG pause? Is this a spicy GG pause? Nah, it's not. Just a regular pause. And the game about to resume. We're getting back into it now. And we shall see whether or not we have a situation where Bait will be able to do anything at all. I mean, they have to buy back on Tidehunter, don't they? Or do they just sack 2 lanes of Rax? Hope that Namiga won't come for the third, because I've got bad news for y'all. Namiga's coming for third. They're coming for this bottom lane.
Has fallen.
And they're coming now. They're not going to wait for this. So we still have ages for another minute on Kiritich. Namiga though. Okay, Namiga's going to surprise me a little bit by deciding to back up somewhat. Einkrad, does he have a remnant down? Of course he does. Dendi. Oh, sad. Yules on himself to try to stay alive. There's going to come up the pounce. Bendy, at the very least, gets kept alive by Gachi, who forced-offs him to safety. But the message is clear. You can't leave your base. You can't even emerge beyond where the old Rax used to be. You need to stay corralled in. You need to stay boxed in. No movement for you to do anything.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Doesn't even have the full Silver Edge, but he's still such a menace right now, Kiritich. Will they find somebody? Gachi got the sentry down, but a little bit too late. They finally do get the D-ward, but the glimpse will still be there nonetheless. Einkrad, though, doesn't want to make the dive onto Gachi. He wants bigger quarry at this point, like baby 3-piece. Yet again inside the Static Storm. Oh, God, he bought out. He bought out. He doesn't have buyback. They're going to lose Valor as well. Einkrad, very happy to make use of that BKB charge. Okay, jump in. Dendi looking for the kill out onto heaven. Will be able to find it. And with Morty's kisses being thrown out by Gachi, they're zoning back Einkrad. Or rather, Einkrad is zoning back the rest of the team by himself. Dendi gets caught by the Spear of Mars. He's hooked to a tree. He doesn't die yet, though, because Violet bails him out by killing Einkrad. Still ends up losing his life at the end of the day. Violent forced off away from the pounce. What will they be able to do? Valor dies back to the Slog. Slog. Oh no, they got the glimpse back onto Morphling. And with Morphling being glimpsed back right into Kiritich's hands, the Slog is cleaning him up. 27 stacks in this fight. 28 and counting. What's he going to get from Gachi? He's going to get up to 30. No. It's starting to tick down right now. Won't be nearly as strong. Kiritich will retreat slightly. With a death on Einkrad, though, their main tempo controller, the hero that jumps to the backlines, he's gone, so they might not want to really keep the fight going at the forefront. Bates are somehow still in this game. It's not over yet. Oh, snap. Now we forgot to do... Jireen, now we forgot to do predictions. That's on me. My bad. So... And I'm sure all of y'all would have voted for Nemiga, right? No doubt in anybody's mind. Lol. Nemiga. Waiting the eternal 40 seconds necessary for Ankara to come back to life so they can go and end this game. In that time period, Morphling will be back. Dendi... Does Dendi have buyback? Nah, just buy BKB. What's he gonna sell to get it though? Because they just need a quick infusion of gold. Would be nice if there were still bounties available, but that's not happening. We're also starting to have the situation. Look at the outpacing of these neutral items. Bait has a Cloak of Flames and a Quickening Charm. Nemiga are neutrals. They have an Aesthetics Cap. They've got themselves a Witchbane, a Spell Prism, a Penta-Edged Sword, and a Stormcrafter. My goodness, Bait. Yeah. It's one of those situations where we're like, yeah, neutral items fair. Nah, probably not. Dendi, Velo, and Baby 3-piece trying to position themselves as well as possible. But the problem with having to defend against 2 lanes of super creeps is that you're always being pincered. You're never sure which angle the enemy is going to use to approach. They're playing with Vanscore as well, so the displacement abilities makes life so difficult to deal with. Look where Violent has had to resort to farming right now. This is the only safe place on the map for him. Honestly, this should just be the Violent part. We literally saw this the other day when Bait was playing on Dire side. And he wasn't playing Morphling that game. He was playing PA, yes. To be fair to him, he did come back sooner than he did on that PA game, but the main thing that he needs is items. We've been sitting with this particular slew of items for so long. No advancement coming in from him. At the very least, his excursion on the map did allow him to pick up an Elven Tunic for the team. So what else do they have? They got the Stormcrafter as well. Not super useful, but can still make quite a number happen. Who's going to take it, though? We'll see if any of them do make that decision as their smoke gets popped by Kiritich. De-warded now by Heaven. Here comes Aincrad diving in. He's going to look for Velo and Gachi. The 2 supports in danger. The BKB from Aincrad, though, is not eternal. It's already going to tick out right now. So he needs to try and play safely. Baby 3-piece will pop his BKB. First usage of that, it keeps him alive. Velo trying to TP out will not be successful in this attempt. Does die. It's 50 seconds in the grave. However, Static Storm was committed, and so was a BKB charge. So despite Velo being dead, there's actually no real easy way for them to try and make the forward play, given that now they are playing definitely into the Ravage. He might even decide to just wait for Roche. And oh, Fortune or Fortunes, the big man's up.
Это нереально, это просто фантастика.
Right now, we are having this situation where Nemiga taking this Roche with 0 challenge. Pretty much nothing Bait can do about this. So what's the big man got this time? Big man's got himself an Aghanim Scepter. Let's go. Give me some Ags. Or give me death. Now that he has access to the Aghanim Scepter, who did they give it to? I gave it to Mars. Okay. Vanscore already bought his own one, right? So no point really giving it to him. Rather give it to the person who actually needs it. Now the question is, how do we deal with this push? How do we deal with this push? There's a lot that's coming at us. There's a cheese on the slog with this Aegis as well. So even if you claim the first Aegis, it's not enough. Still sitting with the Ayaskadi, Silver Edge, Basher, finishing off the Abyssal Blade fairly shortly. While your Morphling only now got BKB. However, having 3 BKBs on their cores can actually prove very useful. Can they find the fight though? Aincrad scouting these heroes out. Throws in the Spiral Fist. In the meantime, Dendi jumps middle, activates his BKB to draw some attention towards himself. Violent BKBs up as well to maybe try and bring down Heaven, but at the same time, Kiritich and Aincrad, they go to the back of the fight. They find Baby 3-piece as well as Gachi. They were not able to bring down Heaven very quickly. He does eventually die, but not before Vanscourt can drop down the Static Storm directly onto the face of the Morphling. We've lost Violent without buyback. Dendi about to follow him into the grave. Doesn't have buyback either. It's 2 minutes in the grave. And that will finally be that. They've seen enough. Bait will throw in the towel. GG is called. Game 1 goes in favor of Namiga Game. What a 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 game. That was quite fun. It's quite fun to watch. I guarantee you though, it was not fun to play for anybody on the side of Bait. Bait was hating life with this one. Nonetheless, the game does end. And Bait, I will give them this, right? This game took a lot longer for Namiga to close out than they would be comfortable with in every other situation. So they're probably quite happy with their progress here. Thinking to themselves, you know what? We got ourselves this dub. We got ourselves this victory. It's good enough for now. It's good enough for now. At the same time, on the other side for Namiga, let's just say it's a good thing that right now Baits aren't necessarily at their strongest strength. They aren't necessarily playing with a, I don't want to say a full complement. We still don't know, for example, whether or not Velo is going to stick with the stack or if that other replacement is actually going to happen. However, what we do know is that Namiga, if you're going to be playing any team that's in transition, probably a good idea to play Bait. Even when they're not in transition, when they have a set roster, Bait has always had difficulties really making a big splash here in Eastern Europe. So good job by them to hold it as long as they could. As long as they could. Nonetheless, Namiga Gaming, shout out to them. They get the W. They get the win, baby. And now, because of this, they are one game away. Just one. From getting themselves not just the 2-0 victory over the side of Bait, but also getting themselves top 3, I believe. Yeah, I think the score is... Hold on, let's go check. Let's go check. Yeah, right now Hydra is sitting at 3-3 and Namiga is sitting at 2-2. In the event that they win, they go up 3-2, beating out the side of Hydra and being 3rd place overall in the group. Very, 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 very big deal for them. This next game could really change a lot. Pretty much secure their place in the playoffs with the amount of games still left to play. Or at the very least, make sure that elimination is impossible. Erstwhile for Bait. Should they lose the next one? Should they lose the next one? Suddenly, elimination is all that is possible for them. Let's see what they got in game 2. In the meantime, oh, you are right, Jareen. The Mars Axe is a bit of a meme. It is a bit of a meme, certainly. But in this game, it didn't matter. Any meme was acceptable. Would have won the game regardless. So, now we are going to be taking ourselves a quick, short 10-minute break. Well, however long it takes for the players to get back in the lobby, reset, fully loaded up. In the meantime, make sure that you are following the channel if you aren't already. I see a lot of y'all lurking, not following. Click that follow button. Trust me, it makes a huge difference. And if you're already following, right, and you obviously don't want to unfollow and refollow, do me a favor and come through and follow me on Twitter. That also really makes a huge difference. And if you've already done that, right, be like Johnny. Be like the River God Sobek, right? Cheers with these bits. Make a young subscription. Support your favorite local streamer. You have no idea how much of a difference it makes. It makes this worthwhile to do. Very, 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 very uplifting. Very... Let's just say channel doesn't survive without that kind of help. So shout out to y'all. And finally, I've been banging on about this the whole day. I'm trying to get into the DPC next season. So there's a tweet pinned at the very top of my Twitter account. Please do me a favor and like and or retweet that tweet. Retweeting would help a lot, especially, you know, if the people, maybe the TOs are seeing that, oh, maybe folk are actually about this snake guy. They might actually decide to take the gamble and bring me on. Besides, don't you want to see a black person doing Dota things internationally? Like, it's still wild to me that if that happens, like if I get this DPC gig, I'll literally be the first black person to do like to be talent in an official Valve thing. And with the exception of Jube from Team Black and Yellow, I'll be the second black person in any capacity that's on a Valve ticket. So Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Thanks for the support for making that happen, y'all. And in the meantime, take a break. We'll be right back with some Dota 2. Amiga 1, Bait 0. Let's see what Game 2 brings. Splash.
Planet music. And on this planet there were many nations, and each nation had a king, a president. And these leaders had absolute power over their people. Through rhythm they controlled the minds of many. Through soul they controlled the force of the universe. One such nation was the nation of R&B, and its king wore diamonds and gold and drove around in big, beautiful cars, and he owned restaurants and clothing lines, and he built a castle on the island of Long, and it too was paved with diamonds and gold and rubies. But he led his people astray. He was not a good leader. He was not a good president. If house is a nation, I want to be president. If house is a nation, I want to be president. If house is a nation, I want to be president, president, president. He said if you vote for me, I promise to deliver you even more bass, even more soul, longer hours on the dance floor, DJs who believe as we believe. If you vote for me, I will take you to the mountaintop, and there the whole world will see the glorious light of this nation. That is house. You see, people, house is more than a nation. House is a feeling. House is a sanctuary. House is a release. House will pick you up when you feel down. House will make you strong when you feel weak. House will fill you up when you feel hungry. He said if you vote for me, I can make the sun rise, take a little bit longer. I can make the dance floors just a little bit stronger. So y'all can stomp y'all's feet all night long. Clap y'all hands all night long. If house is a nation, I want to be president. If house is a nation, I want to be president. I will take you to the mountaintop, and there the whole world will see the glorious light of this nation. That is house. I will take you to the mountaintop, and there the whole world will see the glorious light of this nation. That is house. I will take you to the mountaintop, and there the whole world will see the glorious light of this nation. That is house. You see, people, house is more than a nation. House is a feeling. House is a sanctuary. House is a release. House will pick you up when you feel down. House will make you strong when you feel weak. House will fill you up when you feel hungry. He said if you vote for me, I can make the sun rise, take a little bit longer. I can make
Get way. Get way. Get way. Get way. Get way. Get
welcome, everybody, ladies, gentlemen, and my NB comrades. I feel bad, I haven't shouted out all my NB comrades too in a bit, but welcome y'all to. Shout out to y'all for pulling through for game 2. We have ourselves Namiga Gaming taking on the side of Bait. It's Dota 2 Champions League Season 5, and this game is a big one for both teams. Namiga victory here puts them at 3-2 in the 10-team bracket. You know, with just over halfway of their games played, they'd be in 3rd place, pretty much a lock for continuing into the playoffs. For Bait though, this would be their 3rd loss in a row, and that's when things start to get very tricky about who comes out of this particular group in the playoffs, or who comes out eliminated. Kind of a difficult situation for them, kind of a hard tale that they need to try and figure out to how to tell a better story for themselves. Honestly, it's been a bit rough watching them play, but let's hope for better. Let's hope for better. Roni, what's up? What's up? Always love the first time chats. You gotta love that thing. I hope you're doing good, Shoni, and everybody. We're getting back into this. Also, predictions are up now, so you can make them. Let me know who you think is going to be able to win this game out. Amiga Gaming playing on Radiant side yet again, and they already started the game with the IO Storm Spirit to counter the Snapfire. Oh god, is IO Slaughter coming? Is IO Slaughter coming? Oh gosh, that might actually be the new combo. We saw it the other day. It was devastating. Should it emerge again, it kind of feels like Bait honestly don't have that many options for how to deal with it. Whoa, 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 look who it is. Woo! Woo! Shout out Camille, KC. Woo, what a G. Thank you, fam. I really appreciate it. Thank you for pulling through. Yo, Kamster gets the Putting in Work award right now. Shout out to him. Play the. Oh yes, actually you do get the Saint D sound. All right, everybody, listen. This will take precedence over this part of the draft. We have a rule here on the channel, new rule, right? To celebrate the guy that got me the stream deck. Every time when somebody, especially when you donate a sub, you know what you get. You know what you get. You get some. The Don DeMarco. One more time. Don DeMarco. Shout out Cameo. What a G. Thank you so much. Man, just making sure y'all can enjoy the viewing experience with emotes. Make sure that you do your predictions, because what we like to do at the end of every series, we also like to use one of the very special emotes, so you can let me know who you think did the best in the game. Oh god, look who it is. Look who it is. We knew it should have summoned him. We knew it was gonna bring him back from the lurk. But the moment you gift out subs, the moment the sound plays, Don DeMarco himself, Saint D. Saint D. Woo! Man, y'all just man. Thank you. And y'all who just got free subscriptions, you come on. You can't let generosity like this go unacknowledged, go unspoken of. So say shout out to Camille, say shout out to Saint D. The gang is out here. One more time. John DeMarco for you. Y'all are amazing. All right. But y'all are here for some Dotes. So let's talk about Dotas though. The thing I like about how Namiga is starting the draft is I've always actually loved Ayo and Storm Spirit in the same team, and I don't for the life of me understand why it doesn't happen more often. There are so many positive results that you get from having these two heroes in the same lineup. You have a situation where Storm Spirit, incredibly high mobility pretty much all the time, right? This is a person or a hero that never can really be locked down. Puck is going to help in that regard, but having this Storm, this high mobility hero, whilst also having the ability to always support him. Or where a fight starts, you can close in. Let's say we don't know who's going to be playing, for example, in this game from the off lane. So whatever off laner it is, that off laner and Lion could start a fight. Doesn't take that much effort for Storm to arrive at that fight, and you still have the Wisp relocate to create this massive overload in that situation. So Namiga, certainly with this draft, looking like they want to make this game difficult for Bait and force them to fight in pretty much all quarters of the map. This Lion pick also helps with that. I don't know if y'all will remember, there was a point in time earlier in this year where Puck was the hero. This was this right here was the mid hero. Every single game, the objective was, can we get to Puck or can we get to Lion, Shadow, Shaman so we can deal with Puck? Shadow Shaman started falling off, and then it was literally every single game Lion, Lion, Lion. We started seeing the Nyx Assassin get involved as well. That's why Dandy banned it out. The Lion, premier hero against Puck. That part has never changed. In this kind of game as well, this Puck will have very few places to hide, right? Because he's the only person you want to be jumping with this Lion. Everybody else can be dealt with. Storm Spirit will be easily able to reach the back end of the fight, find this Disruptor. We're not going to be having the same kind of game for Gutsy that we saw, for example, in the previous game from Vanscore. We're simply not going to have like a 25, 28 minute Aghanim Scepter on this hero. Storm Spirit, once you get BKB, effectively immortal in this game. Luna will not be able to keep you in front of her long enough that the damage actually makes a difference. I also love that they went for this Legion Commander as well. If you get touched, if Puck ever gets stunned, you're dead. Anybody just gets stunned, you're dead immediately. Finger, Hex, Earth Spike, Duel, all comes out in a hurry. To be fair, they do have Disruptor. That somewhat mitigates the effect, given that you can get glimpse back. Especially during duels, that's like, it's hella, that's really annoying. And the one thing about Disruptor is when you know where the Wisp is coming, or you can anticipate where the movement is, you wait for it. As soon as it arrives, drop down the Static Storm, drop down the Kinetic Field, everything's Gucci from that point. However, this is very high execution from the side of Bates. I'm looking at these heroes, right? Snapfire, Puck, Luna, Disruptor. Lots of team fight, lots of big ultimates. However, utilizing them all in tandem, not going to happen reliably, especially with how elusive some of these targets are in Amiga. Also, Bates is just completely screwed by BKB. Until they get like the double Ags on Puck Disruptor, BKB just ruins them in its entirety. Still don't know the last pick here for an Amiga. Oh, it's YNROC. Hey, listen, y'all. Jareen is asking for the predictions. Y'all gotta predict. Let me know who y'all think is gonna get this dub. Centaur last pick. Oh lord, what lol? Where's Lifestealer, dude? I would like be spam clicking Lifestealer right now. Look at this draft. What? Are you kidding me? I wanna play Lifestealer here. Well, maybe not into Disruptor. We've seen some Eastern European Lifestealers have some interesting adventures. When they play into Disruptor, oh lol. But in this instance, I do think that that is the right option to go for. And besides, you still have the additional game in hand, right? You won game one. Lifestealer allows you a decent lane against... Oh, actually, no. Maybe not. Oh my god, Razor. There we go. That's the pick. That's the pick. Not Lifestealer, it's Razor. It's Razor time. Bring me Razor. If you give me Razor and Razor buys BKB... Is it even possible to lose this game at that point? Is it even possible to lose the game? We'll see how it pans out as that goes. Oh, it's Rich. What's up? Yo, so many of y'all pulling through today. I'd love to see it. YNROC's in the chat. Camille's in the chat. Saint D's in the chat. Now we've got a musical legend. Musical Rich. Listen, y'all. Listen. Go subscribe to Musical Rich's channel. That's all I'm going to say. Go follow that channel. Make sure you're on it. And enjoy yourself. As soon as you see that live notification, you're about to have a good time. Amiga. Still thinking about what to do for this last pick. Do you rather focus on Luna or the Centaur? I mean, it was Lifestealer or Razor. Honestly, like I literally can't think of any other hero, especially for Kiritich, given the playstyle that he has. Couldn't think of another hero that would be useful in this exact same situation. All right. Lifestealer versus Centaur. I think this is a 2-0. I think this is a very... I love this Namiga draft, if I'm honest. Like, I can't even pretend to be unbiased on this one. The thing with Bates is that it just still requires so many steps for everything to work out well for them. They need Centaur to have a good lane so that they have access to Stampede, because there's going to be a period in this game where they want to fight, but they're going to have difficulty fighting into Storm, Io. Now, because you have Lifestealer, right, you not only have the ability to have Io bringing in the core hero, you could easily be bringing 3 heroes at once.
Lifestealer infests somebody, Io relocates them both, Storm Spirit can still zip in thereafter. Presumably Vanscore is going to get a Blink Dagger. Suddenly the game is playing at a much faster pace than you'd be happy with otherwise. I really don't like the fact that from Bait's side, they don't have this anything that helps them against BKBs or preemptive rage. If Kiritich messes up and allows himself to get caught out by Static Storm, ironically enough, Violent let this happen several times the other day. But it really shouldn't happen in this game, because even if it does, you've got save potential. You've got Io to bail you out of trouble. You've got LC to give you enough HP, right? And the regen bonus from press the attack that you should generally be able to survive the duration. Even without rage, Lifestealer is not a soft target by any stretch of the imagination. Look at Saint D go, lol. Look at Saint D go. Look at Saint D. Look at Don DeMarco. Shout out to Saint D. What a legend. What an absolute legend. But now we're getting serious. We're getting into the game. The draft's over. We're gonna do game number 2. Bait versus Namiga Gaming. Winner of this one. Well, if it's Namiga, like I said, they're top 3. If it's Bait, elimination is on the card. So who's gonna be able to change their fate on the side of Bait or secure glory on the side of Namiga? We'll figure it out together. Let's go with game number 2. Bait at present, we pretty much see them do this reliably every single game, and I feel like that's why Namiga was so prepared in game number 1 to respond to this move, because this is literally the 6th time we've seen this from Bait. They start the game, they smoke out as a unit, try to look for an early kill. So let's see. Will they find anything? Einkrad very ready to pop the smoke. And they should have vision of him now that they've propped down this observer ward, but they have no way to reach him. There's no, like, if there's a pudge or something in this game, maybe, but you can't get to him. You don't want Gachi leveling up Glimpse or Kinetic Field level 1, because then that just loses you the lane. But let's see. Do they see this coming on the side of Namiga? No, they don't. They're getting him. Fire Snap Cookie led out into the Hoof Stomp, and Einkrad, is he gonna die here? A couple more right clicks is all it'll take. But Heaven, there with the level 1 tether, keeping the Storm Spirit alive. This is why Io is in the draft. First blood prevented. Gachi recognizes that the team should know where the ward is, but I'm not sure if he has enough full time to get rid of it. Let's see what he's gonna do here. Gachi hides in the tree. Kiritich definitely doesn't see him, but Vanscore knows, dude. Vanscore knows. Yeah. Gachi didn't have enough time to complete the D ward properly, so just had to thug it out to deal with the consequences. And now let's see where this laning phase is going to take us. Bait failing to get that early first blood. Looks like they're still stacking up at bottom to try and secure Violence farm. They do not want to have a bad lane. They're going to play an aggro lane, in fact, down bottom. In the meantime, Vanscore, he might end up being first blood here. Will he die? A couple of more right clicks is all they need. Fairy Fire's gonna be there, trying to juke through the trees. Eats the south, eats another tree as well. They're gonna be able to stay alive throughout all of this. And while all this is happening, are you freaking kidding me? Dendi boss in the mid lane, taken out solo by Einkrad. In the 1v1 solo kill before 2 minutes? Oof, that is literal hell on earth right now for Dendi. Literal hell on earth. And to make matters worse, we see that Heaven in the top lane ends up taking out Velo's courier. Velo is trying to ferry some regen towards Baby 3-piece. They've accepted that they're going to run an aggro lane, so they were trying to at least make sure that Baby 3-piece has what he needs in terms of help from the other side, but Heaven makes sure that that's not a possibility, so this lane's going to be even harder than it would have been otherwise. It was already going to be hard playing the 2v1, because you know why it's a 2v1 top? There is literally no reason for Namiga to bring a third one down bottom. Why turn this into a defensive tri-lane? You are fine. Once you have level 3, you shouldn't die as Lifestealer in this lane anymore, so get the bonus point into the rage just to make sure, but they're getting so much more out of the map right now from Namiga. Not splitting experience 3 ways, putting more pressure onto Baby 3-piece at top. The pressure isn't showing just yet because it is LCIO, but the moment they get to like level 3, level 4, they're going to start applying that pressure. Trust. And remember, it's going to be very hard for Bates to help with that pressure because they're going to have under-leveled supports. Although Kiritich might need a salve here. Does Vansko have one? Doesn't seem so. But one should be coming off the courier. This is going to be a very fun adventure down here in this bottom lane because we have yet to really see what Bates' plan is wholesale. Like this bottom lane, I feel like the lane isn't that bad against Legion Commander to justify like sort of having the double sack like this. And you're not that strong against Lifestealer either. Lifestealer is perfectly content to play in this sort of passive position for a while. We also saw this matchup the other day, Lifestealer versus Luna. And the key thing about this matchup is Luna needs to be ahead. Lifestealer can be slightly behind and still okay, but Luna needs to be winning overall. So the fact that they're keeping each other relatively level down bottom is a positive situation for Nemiga. Although Violence has been able to get the better of the CS, at least at this point. Mid lane, Einkrad almost dying actually. He might end up losing his life. One more right click from Dendi. Has a Lucio orb in 2 seconds, will certainly commit it. There's no way Einkrad lives here. Doesn't have Waning Rift. Oh my god, no. What? Alright. Alright, Dendi pulled up a bit short before the orb traveled all the way, so he stopped like here. Couldn't really get through the full vision without tanking like 4 or 5 shots from the tower. So Ironclad not only gets first blood, not only just baits Dendi and Valor. Consider this. Valor left bottom, came middle, hoping to help with the kill. They don't manage to find it. So that means there's less pressure being applied towards the Lifestealer down bottom, less help being afforded towards the Centaur in the top lane. All of this with very little sacrifice on the part of Nemiga. Oof. Bait. Definitely not the start they wanted at this point in time. Still though, it's not all doom and gloom. Still have some decent CS numbers for themselves. Luna still doing decently. Dendi decides dying earlier, which kind of sucked a lot. Still in a okay spot on the map right now. Although Ironclad is in a much better position. We're gonna get level 6 around the same time though. So because this is happening simultaneously, not that much kill threat from either without help. Bit more help afforded to the puck if there is any kind of rotation. It's a bit easier to get the kill from that direction. But should still see everything being more or less fine. I also wonder what build we're going to be seeing from Violence in this game. Of course, we are going to be wanting early Yasha. Oh, Ironclad using level 6. He's going to rotate down bottom. They want to get the kill onto Violent. Luna doesn't have any way to defend herself in this situation. Gachi doesn't even have the glimpse to send back. We'll at least be able to clean up the Lion here, so some revenge is taken preemptively. But, oh no, Kiritich. Here's a rotation from Dendi. Dendi pops the Dream Coil. You take our core, we take yours too. 2 for 1 down bottom. And now Ironclad trying to utilize the remaining mana left to at least get Gachi in the exchange. Will not be happening. Dendi, stellar rotation coming in from the puck. Securing them the life on Kiritich. Kiritich thought he could play a bit more aggressive and reckless in that situation. Given that he thought that this Luna's gone. Went very far forward, but immediate rotation from the puck catches him somewhat unawares. Yo, if they end up winning this game, this play right there is going to be what causes the victory. Down bottom, Ironclad and the gang, they look for Gachi, should be able to find him. And that's just some rank revenge. That's just, okay, that was a very annoying gank. Gachi, you're going to pay for that. And it happens. It's fine. Violent is, well, happy is probably not the wrong word, but it's an acceptable situation. That one death though does also slow down Kiritich quite a bit because he didn't actually pick up any items in the lane.
He's still going to be playing a bit on the back foot for now. So this is going to buy a little bit of time for Bait. Nemiga recognizing this and want to try get aggressive on the map. Trying to make sure that they can punish and stop Bates from getting too far ahead. Duel. Okay, this might be a kill here that happens. Gachi, will he get dueled to death? Yes, he will. There's also going to be an Earth Spike that lands onto Dendi. The Puck will not be able to get himself away to safety. Einkrad as well as Vansko. Great rotations from them. Chosen One also contributing with the duel. No additional damage for themselves. But this is certainly the first way you wanted to get him involved in the match. So the Chosen One, well on route towards buying this armlet. So it seems to have similar rationale to what he did on the Mars. You know, he's like, well, if Mars is going to be the kind of hero that gets this armlet into Blink so that we can solve some of these damage issues and then get initiation, LC, she can sometimes have similar problems. So let us attend to that, preemptively get us this armlet, make sure we are ready to fight. Speaking of fights, Dendi will find Einkrad and Heaven with the 2-hero waning rip, but they catch him with the Earth Spike. Fortunately, does have the haste rune, trying to get out. 3 heroes now inside the Dream Coil, and here's Velof. Fire Snap Cookie lands out. Illusion Orb on the 2. They still haven't killed anybody just yet. How is this even possible? They just don't have the damage. Scatter Blast now. Chosen One shows up. They're gonna duel Velo. Vansko is still alive. Illusion Orb also gets dodged out by Einkrad. And this now gets the first duel victory of the game.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
My goodness, Nemiga. They strike hard, they strike fast, they find themselves not only getting a kill, but preventing Dendi despite all his efforts. Let's actually see how much damage he put out in that engagement. 1400 damage, 900 from the Snapfire. Well, a paltry 5 from the Disruptor, but nonetheless, at the end of the day, not getting any kills. Woo! That's not going to be good for the mental game, let me tell you that. One thing as well is that because they've been utilizing these supports around middle to fight these engagements, Violence hasn't necessarily been able to play the lane. And because Violence can't play the lane, Kiritich has been quietly catching up in the jungle without any pressure being put up on the tower itself. So it doesn't feel like they're necessarily losing out on anything from the Nemiga side. But make no mistake, it is still fairly close. It is still fairly close. The one part that's not, though, is that Baby 3-Piece just has no farm in the top lane. We were talking about it a little bit earlier. We'll talk about it again in a second if Dendi survives this, which he will. Oh, wait, maybe he might not. Earthspike goes out. Is there a Finger of Death? No, there isn't, but Einkrad doesn't need one. They have the damage, it seems. No, Dendi. Will he survive here? Somehow still living. The Storm Spirit. Will he try to leap forward? Doesn't seem like it. It will allow Dendi to live. Unfortunately, the rest of Nemiga doesn't seem to be nearly as gracious as they just go in for the early kill onto the Centaur. And he's not playing a hero like Tidehunter, right? Where just simply buying Blink and being at the fight with your ultimate can make a massive difference. Sometimes these things don't go well. Just like we'll see if this rotation goes well down bottom. Violent. All right, we wanted to see it. Relocate. Suddenly there's 4 heroes on top of you. And they're going to try and find revenge on the retreat. But Io will take the Storm Spirit out. Chosen One pretty happy to just post up down in this bottom lane as the Storm Spirit with the Lifestealer secures the tier 1 tower in the top. Honestly, Bates are getting outmaneuvered in every way right now. They'll still get the tier 1 tower down bottom though. That is something, but like I was mentioning, when Baby 3-Piece, even when he gets this Blink Dagger, there's still so many things that have to go right initiation-wise for them. 9-2 is the scoreline right now. Difficult situation to be in for the side of Bates.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Still have the tier 1 tower to attend to and think about. And if nothing else, Violence is still at the top of the network charts right now.
Middle tower is under attack.
This way this Luna needs to stay. She's rounding the corner towards having the D-Lance. Once she gets there, it's going to very much accelerate her farm. It also something I've actually been noticing as well, an interesting observation. Jarina's mentioning it earlier, how in Eastern Europe, this Disruptor hero is kind of broken. I've been noticing that a lot of the times right now when the Eastern European teams are playing Wisp, they're not just playing him primarily with a safe lane partner, but they're sort of just picking it as a useful hero that can interact with and buttress and buff up several different targets. Like now middle, do have a duel. They're going for a dual kill onto Centaur. The Wisp gives enough to the Legion to be able to do it, but at the same time, Morty's kisses on top of the Static Storm will mean that Bait finally catch a break, bringing down Ironclad, being able to bring down the Chosen One. The question is, will they be able to get more? Doesn't seem like it. They might get this Wisp. There's going to be the Fire Snap cookie thrown forward, but Gachi very quickly realizes that that is the wrong direction to be moving towards. They'll have the glimpse up in 12 seconds, but I don't think they'll need it. All right, great kills. And this time around, they also get a big piece of real estate. The tier 1 tower will fall middle. Bait, so happy. It is at the cost of another baby 3 pieces death and some more dual damage for the Chosen One, but
You've been disrupted.
Bait will take it. Speaking of things being taken, Namiga, they're trying to take somebody's life away by smoking up, playing aggressively. Oh god, they're gonna come across violence. Vansco though sees him, and so does Gachi. Gachi will be the sacrifice. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Luna's still living. It's all that matters right now. Luna's alive. Luna's farming. It's okay. And this Luna is certainly accelerating. That early kill that they got onto Kiritich was talking about how it's going to slow the Lifestealer down a little bit, just a pinch, and certainly has done so. Also been quite a lot of movement from the Lifestealer, erstwhile Violence has just been single-mindedly focused on accruing more and more net worth. The D-Lance finished now. The objective is getting this BKB. They desperately need it. Top lane. Might be a kill onto... I love how they didn't actually go all the way home. They just stuck around. Stampede will come out. That is so sad. That is just so sad. They will smoke up now, though, potentially heading middle because they dropped on the Static Storm. Chosen One, though, will be able to take Kiritich, run away with him. There's not going to be a kill onto the Lifestealer. Dinty and Valor. Oh, they found Ironclad. They found him. They found him. He didn't want to go all the way back to base. Thought he'd thug it out, stick around on the map, get some more things done, but gets caught by the side of Bait. Good chase down from them. And things are starting to look quite good for Bait. One of these situations where, provided that this trajectory does not change, they'll be in a very good spot going forward, especially with how far ahead Luna is getting on top of the Lifestealer. Mid lane, though, the rest of the Mega primarily concerned with taking the tier 1 tower. Want to be able to open up the map. You never want the opponent's tier 1 middle to be standing longer. Oh, that much longer than yours, mid lane. Getting a bit of damage out onto Kiritich, but this was a very surprising play to go for, y'all. Very surprising. They didn't get the Dream Coil off either from Dendi, so these Morty's kisses don't land. Instead, the stuns connect onto the puck, and Dendi boss is gone. Oh, God. Losing baby 3 pieces, whatever, in that situation, but losing Dendi, that should never have happened. They were trying to bait with the Centaur, but unfortunately, this lineup requires crisp execution every single time. You will never have an easy combo. You will never just have, oh, we're gonna duel him, and then Vansco is gonna press R, and then that hero's dead. That's just not possible for you. You miss a single one of these spells, honestly, like you don't kill anybody, it feels like. Lion halfway. Oh my gosh. What's up with Vansco? I love that he's playing pause 5, but the teams are still making sure to prioritize giving him the necessary items for him to influence the game. Nothing is sadder than seeing a team that doesn't really allow their pause 5 to play Dota. Speaking of the pause 5, Vansco got Dendi. Vansco gonna set up for the duel on Dendi. And my man Vansco still out here. Even gonna de-ward them while he's at it. Alright. Takes out the courier. Okay, they de-ward him first, but he does get Velo's courier once again. And Velo might not make it out of this one alive. He's getting chased down, although Static Storm gets dropped. It's a very defensive Static Storm, so now they really have to run away. Glimpse back into it, but the Earth Spike catches him. Gachi's gonna die from this one. Why did Bait stick around? Should have ran. the moment they drop that spell, but they seem so flustered right now. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Normally.
Oh well. There's a reason why for the very longest time Lion was like one of the most picked heroes in the entire metas. Mid lane, speaking of Lion, he might end up losing his life, but it's not just yet. He's still got the Hex and the Earth Spike out onto the puck before going down. Sadly, though, for the rest of Namiga, there's too much damage from the Morty's kisses, so they're just throwing it in right now. But here's Kiritich and the Chosen One. They want to try and get some more out of this fight. Looking for Baby 3-Piece. Nice glimpse back on the Heaven Wisp. And Baby 3-Piece, will he be able to escape here? Looks like he will. Violence was forced to pop BKB in that fight. So it's a 2-for-1 trade.
Is under attack.
Einkrad does end up dying, but they got Dendi boss. Oh, no, never mind. Velo came back. Finds Heaven, who also stuck around a little bit too long. Feels like Namiga is really allergic to the idea of going and finding heals in this game. Everybody's just like hanging out with 200 HP, being like, meh. Alright, so this fight here, if not for the fact that Luna was around, I think it actually wouldn't have been that great for Namiga, losing the puck again. But the fact that the Luna was here, she's the one that's getting those kills out, getting a lot of gold in the process, accelerating her even further beyond everybody else in the team, really makes a difference. Especially because of how poor Baby 3-Piece is. Only now has found the gold for a Blink Dagger, but certainly all the physical damage in this game is going to be coming from this Violent Luna. So we need her to have a good start. Game slowed down a little bit. Oh, Baby 3-Piece. Blink Dagger reveal coming out with this one. Will they be able to find kills with it, though? We get the Dream Coil out. It gets snapped to Io, still alive. Here comes Einkrad, though. Einkrad trying to jump the puck, but the Static Storm even better from Gachi. The Io is down. Kiritich pops out of the Infest. Who's he going to be able to bring down? Vansko, 2 heroes caught inside the Earth Spike. Finger of Death directly onto Baby 3-Piece. He's gone, and now Violent getting dueled up. But unfortunately, Violent is too strong for all of them. Turns up the damage with the BKB and right clicks through the LC as well as the Lifestealer. Einkrad now forced to flee, but no, he wants to turn around because he has Vansko still sitting in the trees, and the Soul Burn from the Orchid will be good enough to bring Gachi down. Dendi, though, jumping against Einkrad. They find him behind the trees. They got the silence out onto him. Can they keep it going? Can they keep the hype? He zips back onto the high ground. It's not good enough. Still gonna end up losing his life. Io, though, comes in. They were hoping to find the puck because puck is so low. They'll get Velo instead. Dendi, Waning Rift with the silence. Vansko doesn't have the blink on him, so won't be able to catch up to the puck. Very unfortunate. The blink literally on the way, but not going to be there in time. And bait off the power of Violence Luna. They end up turning a massive fight in the bottom lane. Now putting themselves decidedly ahead in this game for the first time. Not just in gold, not just in experience, but in win probability as well. Game is starting to favor them. We start to see what's possible when their spells are landing in tandem. And everything's getting on the right targets. And that's exactly the kind of execution Bait needs consistently. And they're going to smoke up and go for it again. They might not have the Morty's Kisses, but they do have Eclipse. If they can find a solitary kill, that might open up the path to bringing down the big man in Roshan. So we'll see how well this smoke pans out for them. Dendi leading the charge with Baby 3-Piece. The two of them want to find some crucial targets. It would be nice to find the Io, but oh, they come across Kiritich instead. This is even better than finding Io. Io can't get there in time. Io just has to let this one go. Kiritich is dead. Oh my gosh. Namiga. Starting to make a few mistakes on the map here. Not moving in tandem with one another. Ends up costing them dearly. They lose the life of Kiritich. And with 30 seconds in the grave, they're not the fastest Roche team, but they do have the little shredder and they do have the Blightstone. So this is the time to make the attempt, even if they don't feel like they can do it super quickly. Quick pause. Gives Namiga time to think. Also gives me time to look at chat. Yeah, I definitely agree that going for those early power trades instead of going for the bots build that we often see coming out allow them to be tanky enough in a lot of these engagements to survive and be useful. I think they probably accepted that, look, if I go bots, we're playing into their hands. This whole, let's split the whole map, fight in different parts of it type of situation. Let's just fight as a team. Our team fight is where we're really, really strong. Let's prioritize that. Let's ensure that whenever we do team fight, everybody stays alive long enough that the spells we want actually come out. The Dream Lifestealer flashbacks, yo. For those of you who don't know what Shireen's talking about, he's talking about the game from the other day, where we had the side of Hydra, and they played, who did they play again? Hellraisers. Yeah, they played Hellraisers. And Dream from Hydra was playing against Disruptor as Lifestealer, and he refused almost categorically to utilize Rage preemptively. He'd always go into the fight and be like, oh wait, snap, I got Rage and Static Storm. Oh, that was a good time that day. I think they're gonna give this up, yeah. Sometimes a pause is also good for the team that's winning, and this pause will help them. Oh no, it'll also help them maybe find some targets. They get the Dream Coil. Ironclad is caught. Ironclad is gonna die here. All right, now you're 100% Roche. 45 seconds, no Storm Spirit, no buyback either on this hero. And Lifestealer would not dare take a Roshan fight without having access to his precious Storm Spirit. Also got a Desolator on this puck as well. So Dendi going for this right-click build. River God Soulback, that answers your question about whether or not we'll see BKB or Lincoln Sphere. I would prefer Lincoln's. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The puck in question does not get caught by this Lion, managing to use his spells. It does cost the life though of the Centaur, but they buy back immediately. But they also have to use Eclipse for that one. Not the best situation. Chosen one. Who will he be able to do? They get the kill on Dendi. Look at that burst damage that came out. But the Static Storm is also really, really good. Catching both the Kiritich Lifestealer as well as this. You'll see. They both die. Violent comes back. Had the Aegis in tow. Kiritich will end up dying now. And all the right-click damage from Violent's going to be more than good enough to clean up the entire fight. It is a full team wipe while accepting Ironclad, who wasn't there to be wiped. Violent just feels too strong right now. 5k gold ahead. They didn't have Eclipse for that fight properly because he blew most of the duration of it on the BKB of the LC, excuse me, as well as on the Rage timing of Lifestealer. But ultimately, it ends up not mattering. The one bright spot for Nemiga is that they did prevent Violent from keeping this Aegis. So without Aegis, Vanscore makes jumps like this. Okay, can they actually get this kill? Ironclad shows up. Soulburn thrown out. They get the Finger of Death down too. There is no BKB. Violent, will he die? Violent, no way! He does die, but it does come at a massive cost. Somehow, some way, the appearance of the team around him, Bait, managed to make sure that Violent does not go gently into the Sweet Night. Given how far Violent is ahead, it's still a positive gold trade, but Violent keeps all the experience. We're not going to have a supercharge into the Storm Spirit at this stage.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Dendi. After he finishes this Daedalus, I would love to see him get Lincoln Sphere. I was about to talk about it before the fight broke out. Grant versus the Lifestealer. Not Grant versus Lifestealer, excuse me, the Legion Commander. You know what's confusing me? Because both these heroes are L something, LS and LC. I think honestly our overusage of abbreviations in Dota has ruined us. It's bad. But the Legion Commander will struggle to deal with the Lincoln Sphere, but so will Vanscore. Honestly, I feel like Vanscore has been the best player on Amiga in this game. If not for the things Vanscore has done, if not for the stuns he's been finding, the hexes he's been pulling off, the fingers he's been utilizing at the last possible but perfect moment, this game feels like it would be quite out of hand at this point in time for an Amiga. So certainly, shout out to Vanscore on this Lion doing his thing. We'll see the rest of Bates attempting to do their thing now too, as they go in for a fairly robust smoke. They don't find anybody though. But But it does seem like they want to start playing around the bottom side of the map. Circles being drawn by Dendi. Violent already prepared right now since he has the Eye of Skadi arriving to try and make this push onto the tier 2 tower down bottom.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's
You know, one of the big accomplishments that Bates has been able to make happen in this game is depressing Einkrad. Despite his phenomenal start, we're not at a point where Einkrad has BKB at this point. He still needs like a little bit more gold, but it's certainly been kept from his progression happening at the pace which he envisioned. Also, Bates, they have no fear. They've just taken a tier 2 tower, but they're marching onwards, putting a little bit of a threat towards this high ground.
middle tower is under attack.
There's no tree on the other side, so all of this damage will indeed be permanent. BKB though is finally available for Einkrad, so now that that's up, I don't think they scouted it, but good time to back off from bottom. Take the outpost while you're at it. Velo has a Philosopher's Stone.
Radiant's
So this
bottom
increased
tower
amount
is
of gold.
under
This is
attack.
where the Aghanim shard came from. So I was wondering, like, why is the Scatter Blast so strong, dude? What happened? And it's like, oh, okay. Also, the net worth of these Dire supports is really, really high. Like, really high. Even notwithstanding this particular Philly Stone, this is, yeah, it's a lot. It is countenanced, though, by BB3Ps pretty much having nothing in the game. He's 1, 6, and 12, but he only has Blink Vanguard at 28 minutes into the game. So not necessarily the best performance for his own capacity, but is slotting into the team and doing what they need him to do right now. Aghanim Scepter would certainly be the ticket. Get that damage reduction going. That way, Namiga, who are already struggling to dish that damage out, have an even rougher time making it happen.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Also, it's such a benefit to have a mid-hero like Puck these days, who can, when the need calls for it, just be like, you know what, I'm going to divot into this more physical damage build. And right now, Namiga could certainly use a little bit more physical damage. This LC, she has a seemingly a lot of right-click damage, but she's just simply not reliable in these fights. You need Kittitich to have a lot more items so he can close down the Luna and kill her, but the tall order, it's difficult. The gold has been fairly stagnant for a while, though. Sitting at this 2K mark, hovering around that area. So Bait hasn't necessarily been increasing their lead. And Amiga will see that they're actually just going to go for a very aggressive move up on top. Kittitich, Omelette active. Bait? Bait?
Radiant's
We're gonna have a relocate. Oh, they actually might just go fight middle. Dendi's dead. Baby 3-piece though. He gets the 2-hero hoof stomp, static storm down onto Kittitich as well as the LC. Kittitich is gone. The chosen one though with the BKB trying to get the dual kill onto Velo. We'll have help right now from the Io, but it doesn't come in time. Io tried his best. Instead, gonna end up just giving up life as well. You grab Dendi, but it certainly ends up not being worth it. Baby 3-piece. You know, you can have a quiet game all game. You just need one moment of magic, and he provides it for his team. Kills two of the most important heroes on the map, and also saves his team from suffering the indignity of more structural damage at this early stage. It really feels like Namiga have been completely, like, tamed. They just feel so shy and scared to make these super aggressive moves unless they're sure they have a massive numerical overload. Bates' team play just too good for them to break. Einkrad doesn't really have easy ways to get to the back of the fight, kill a target, and get out. But at the very least, if he does so, somebody else in the fight probably dies. Bait. Closing in at this point on having the full Lincoln Sphere for this Luna. Full dataless for the puck. I mean, Baby 3P is still a while away from the Aghanim Scepter, but a lot closer than he was mere moments ago. And there is a potential Roche respawn. Let's see, what are we getting out of the big man? We have a quick one. Only 1 minute. In the meantime, they're going to try and smoke so that by the time the 1 minute expires, they're ready for the fight. Oh no, they found the Io again. At the same time, they burst Ironclad. Io getting right click down. Io's gone. No buyback for either hero. And that also gives Dendi enough gold to finish his dataless. Roche only up in another 40 seconds, but when he does, he's not going to last long at all.
A gift from the tempest of battle.
I would like to see somebody go top, though. Yeah. It feels like they somewhat are in disbelief at how well this game is going for them. They're like, oh, wait, guys, we should be defending. Wait, we don't need to defend. We're playing offensively. Oh, okay. Shame. You can always tell when there's like a new team that's been very much struggling to find success. Hasn't really gotten their foot fully in the door. They're still like hovering in and out. You get this sort of dynamic where the team, despite being in a very positive position, you're quite shy about making aggressive moves. But now the move will be for Roshan. Give me an Aghanim Shard, they say. Who's gonna take it though? Let's see. Vale already has theirs. Violence has one. Centaur kind of sucks actually. I really like the Gachi Thunderstrike, I'll be honest. But they're probably gonna give it to Dendi so he gets the waning rift damage. Oh no, it is Gachi. Hey, I'm very happy they're doing this. And the reason why I love this so much is I don't really have any very good vision. Oh my goodness. Look who it is. It's Vansko. No duel though. Lotus Orb will make sure to keep the puck alive. Baby 3-piece jumps on the other side of the fight. Ironclad now jumping onto Dendi. Dendi's gone. Baby 3-piece is dead as well. Gachi will end up losing his life. Thunderstrike won't help you in that situation, my friend. With him being gone, down for the count, Nemiga, they show that their lineup is still exceptional at pickoffs. Also, I can't believe Ironclad solo killed Dendi. This is the risk of playing puck without Yules, BKB, or Lincoln Sphere. No defensive items on Dendi whatsoever. Very atypical for the puck. When it works, you look like an aggressive god, but when this happens, you just feel, oof. It's a sour taste in your mouth. And look at what they're doing here in Amiga. They want to try and rush inside the base. Either force a buyback or force a lane of Rax. Oh god, between Choiselon and Kiritish, they can make this happen. Oh my goodness. Bait. Oh my gosh. I feel so sad for Bait. Everything was going so well. They got the Aegis even. But a solitary bad fight. Yet again, set up by Vansko. Because Vansko finds that early hex out onto the puck, they forced a very early stampede. Puck is forced to run completely away from the fight. Like, can't participate whatsoever. So even when Baby 3-piece comes back with a decent enough hoof stomp, there's just no follow-up from the puck. At the time, Violent is not really in position to put out the full damage. Violence here on the high ground. And when you see your opponents being split the way they were, you know, Puck here, Centaur here with the supports around, you're not actually wanting to run in as the Luna. That bought so much time for them. And because of all that time bought, now a full lane of Rack secured by the side of Nemiga. Oh gosh. And Violent, they left him. They're like, well, an Aegis Luna who's probably like 10 million net worth ahead of us. Yeah, leave her alone, fam. Gonna see a duel potentially onto her though. They have to know that she's dangling at this point. But will they be able to find the strike on the back? Smoke up from Bates as well. Tier 2 tower does fall. And Crud waiting for the chance to zip in. They're coming closer. Bait. They really want to try get at least a lane of racks to even that out. But scenario is quite dangerous. And now here comes the wrap. They've got them. They found them. Vansko doesn't have vision just yet. No, he sees Gachi. That's the one hero they can't afford to lose early. Dendi's gone, dueled up. Now they're going to lose Gachi too. Violent. Actually, Gachi stays alive, but Violent forced to pop the Eclipse. Io does end up losing his life. Ironclad BKB, but the BKB is expired and he's out of mana. Can't get to the high ground. Ironclad is going to die, dropping a gem in the process. Oh my goodness, Namiga. They need to buy back on these heroes. We see Vanscore. They find the stun yet again onto Luna. 90 seconds left with this Aegis. They do not have access to a fortification. They do not want to buy back on Storm and Wisp, so they're going to let these racks go.
Radiant's middle barracks.
All right, shout out Baby 3Ps. Oh, Baby 3Ps again finds Vanscore, gets the jump. Will they get the kill? Yes, it is. Gone for 90 seconds, but this will cost the initial life of Violent. However, it's coming back with some pretty scary form. Mask of Madness brought back in from the backpack, and they do manage to clean up these 2 lanes of racks.
Radiant's bottom
But for the fact that there is a tier 2 tower in the top lane, this could have been Megas, but now they're jumping. Kinetic in the gang, they get the dual kill out onto the LC, getting Luna, bringing her down. They catch the puck as well. Gachi can do nothing to help his team escape the situation. Will glimpse back Ironclad. Ironclad as a BKB, of course, but is out of mana. Needs some assistance from the Wisp. Heaven, glad to prefer it. 4 heroes fall. Centaur does buy back, but there is no access to Luna for another 70 seconds. They definitely want to be able to push and get a second lane of racks, even up the building advantage. This has been such a topsy-turvy game, up and down in both respects.
Dire's middle tower.
Now without Luna, she doesn't have buyback, nor does Puck. It's 3v3 technically. Ankar isn't here just yet, but they do have more than enough with the AC as well to take out the tier 3 tower, to take out the racks. And they sort of force this. They recognize that, hey, if these heroes could buy back, they probably would. But they toss forward BB. What's he going to make happen here? A BKB coming out. The Rage not going to be available from Kiritich, but the Duel going to buy some time because they've held Velo in position. No way to help. Ironclad also comes in to catch Gachi. Both of them are dead without buyback. BB 3 pieces. He gets the hoof stomp on the 2, but he can do nothing to develop any kind of counterattack to stall this any longer. And Bait, in a massive piece of heartbreak, they end up losing the game. Too old, despite being ahead for so long, despite having the winning potential, the winning positioning. Namiga say no. Namiga want the 2-0. Namiga, they want 3rd place, and they're gonna get it. Woo! Wow. Wow. I am... Yo. I really thought Bait had it. They had it. They're in the base. They've taken the second lane of racks. Wow. But somehow, the interplay between the Chosen One, Ironclad, Kiritich, it comes through clutch. They catch Violent in a very weak position where they know that there's no BKB. They know for a fact that there's no Aegis. And at the time, if you're dueled, you can't activate the Satanic either. You're just gonna get right-clicked and die. Like, the game... Look at these graphs, right? Look at how these graphs went. The game literally ended in the last 45 seconds. Like... Whoa. Shout out to Ironclad as well. Also, in that fight, shout out to the Chosen One. Got off an incredibly big, overwhelming odds. And the amount of damage it did. It brought everybody so low so quickly. And the build that he went for. Buying the Deso as well. With all this dual damage, as soon as the target got dueled, they just... Y'all saw for yourselves. They just evaporated, melted, gone in a blink of an eye. And Bait, despite having such promise, despite Violent finally having a good game, I feel so sad for Violent. This time it was going to work out for you, buddy. Game was looking good. He was doing much better than the Lifestealer, putting out so much damage, 27k net worth, almost 30,000 damage dished out, almost 13,000 building damage dished out. Did everything could possibly do. Like, yeah, you can't even blame this on him. This is just a sad situation, such a sad situation for Bait. And it all really started, in my opinion. Do y'all remember that fight that happened around the Roshan pit? The last Aegis of the game, the one that Bait managed to actually secure for themselves. The fight that happened immediately afterwards, that was the beginning of the end. Because Vanscore creates a situation where, okay, Bait have just won a very good fight. They're pushing, sort of, but they were forced to buy back to have an impact in that fight. That ends up dooming them when they die again on Dendi. Suddenly, you can't buy back. You know, you have this Luna who is happy to buy out because she's got this Aegis. Suddenly you're actually dying, and it's like, well, I bought out. I had Aegis. I didn't save for buyback. Why would I save for buyback in that situation? Oof. That's one of the roughest losses I've seen in a very long time. Listen, if they can bounce back from this, and I don't mean in terms of the game or whatever, but mentally, if Bait can bounce back from this mentally, then the team is actually legit. But yeah, losses like this are how you lose tournaments. Oh, wait, sorry. I changed the screen by mistake. Losses like this are how you end up losing tournaments. Like, this kind of loss, this going in this fashion, going down like this. Yeah. Yeah. Well, for Bait, that is not only their third loss in a row, but now they are in a situation where relegation is, not relegation, elimination, very, very much a possibility. Some would say a certainty, but they still have quite a few games to play. Speaking of more games to play, we still have more Dota to go. Nemiga, with their 2-0 victory, they go top 3. However, in the top 3, the hope of getting top 1 is not possible right now for any teams except for Brame and Creepwave. And the reason why is because Brame is second right now with a score of 4-1, but Creepwave is top with a 5-0 score. My goodness. Clean sweeping so far here through the groups. And should they manage to win their next game, which is coming up shortly here against V Gaming. Let's actually see. They should be in the lobby and stuff by now. Yep. Well, the lobby started. Oh, yeah, because the games, they have like sort of hard start times. All right, so it's still going to be a little bit of time before the game starts. About half an hour or something, but or maybe a bit longer. Should Creepwave win that game? Should Creepwave win? Then it is literally not possible for anybody to catch them. Yeah, the only people that can catch them then would be Brame, but Brame would have to beat them. I think, is it tomorrow or the day after? But even then, if Brame beats them, wait, no, then actually Brame could go top. Yeah, but it really depends on whether or not Brame can beat them. Will it be clean as well? Because when we do the heads-to-heads here, map counts do make a difference. So now we're going to chill. We're going to take a bit of a break here whilst we get the next game ready to go. As the players are getting in the lobby, doing all that good stuff, you know. Now we can talk to y'all a little bit. How's it going? How's it hanging, y'all? Y'all having fun? You enjoying yourselves? Also, remember, if you haven't already, please follow the channel. No, thank you very much. Thank you kindly. And crucially, even if you are following the channel, even if you are following me on Twitter, hell, even if you donated, actually no one donated in a while, so we can't use that, but that's why Ali's name is still here. The Charging Spirit Cow. One of y'all will have to knock him off the list somehow. But even in the event that you have done all these things, please do me the favor. I'm trying to get into the DPC this season. I've put out a tweet about it. I'm hoping that, you know, all it needs is the right retweet. Just the right one. All of these internet things, what I've figured out, honestly, is that you need the right person to hit the wave just as it's about to blow up. And that person is the one that really puts you on. And then afterwards, you look back, you're like, damn, yo, that really made a difference. So I'm really hoping that that happens. Who knows? Who knows? The retweet that ends up changing everything and gets me into the DPC might be your one. Might be your one. So put your retweet on there. You know, give yourself the opportunity to be a fortune changer out here. But like on a more serious note though, shout out to everybody who has already done so. Words can't really express how much I appreciate it. It's something else. And yeah, we're gonna take a break, rest my voice, get some fluids in me, some food as well. And this game officially starting in like 30 minutes, but this is Eastern Europe. We're not gonna be starting on time, so I'm gonna put a timer on. Make sure they pay attention to it. Go take a break, stretch your legs. In the meantime, let's give out some channel points here. Oh, and before we go, yes, Jireena's right. Shout out Jireen. One of the things that we often do on the channel, and a lot of you now have access to some young emotes gifted by Saint D and the young man Camille Dota, the Don DeMarco crew. We put in work, y'all. We put in work. This particular emote is for the player you think had the most impact, not just most kills, not just most assists, but the individual player who, without him, everything falls apart. For example, in this game, one might foolishly assume that the chosen one is the guy who you should give your putting in work award to. You're like, wow, 13-4-9. That's an amazing score. One might naively think that Heaven did a really good job, but he did on the IO. 23, 6 and 23. But this game would have 100, listen, 100% Nemiga lose this game without Vansco. So Vansco yeah. All my POS 5 players in chat know what's up. They know and are very impressed with Vansco because he did. Yeah, I don't even know how to fully describe how well he did in this game. The vision he was getting for the team. Look how many wards he was putting up. Look at this. Look at how much vision was up. Look how much vision he took away from the enemy team with his sentries. How often he was available. First person into the fight to find the key target. And he always found the key target every single time. It was truly incredible to watch. Vansco put in that work. Y'all definitely put in that work. And we're going to be back. We won't take a break so that I can put in that work on the next series. This is done and dusted. Nemiga 2-0. Next up, we will be having Creepwave versus the side of V Gaming. But short break. And when we return, when we pull back, some doubts, some hype. Eastern Europe continues. Follow, pull through on the Twitters, on the Instagrams, pull through on the donations, pull through on the subscriptions. But most importantly, right? This is the one favor I ask every single time at the end of a game. Open your phone. Call somebody that you love. Remind them you love them. Because that's honestly the most important thing. We'll be right back. More Dota in a flash. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back for the hype. 2 games done. 1 more series to go. Or at least for me. Yeah. There's still 2 series for the day. But 1 more for me. Maybe 1. See you later.
when I'm kill 'em all, boy.
Once upon a time, there lived a man who lived on a planet called Planet Music. And on this planet, there were many nations, and each nation had a king, a president. And these leaders had absolute power over their people. Through rhythm, they controlled the minds of many. Through soul, they control the force of the universe. One such nation was the nation of R&B, and its king wore diamonds and gold and drove around in big, beautiful cars, and he owned restaurants and clothing lines, and he built a castle on the island of Long, and it too was paved with diamonds and gold and rubies. But he led his people astray. He was not a good leader. He was not a good president. If house is a nation, I want to be president. If house is a nation, I want to be president. If house is a nation, I want to be president, president, president. He said if you vote for me, I promise to deliver you even more bass, even more soul, longer hours on the dance floor, DJs who believe as we believe. If you vote for me, I will take you to the mountaintop, and there the whole world will see the glorious light of this nation. That is house. You see, people, house is more than a nation. House is a feeling. House is a sanctuary. House is a release. House will pick you up when you feel down. House will make you strong when you feel weak. House will fill you up when you feel hungry. He said if you vote for me, I can make the sun rise, take a little bit longer. I can make the dance floors just a little bit stronger. So y'all can stomp y'all's feet all night long. Clap y'all hands all night long. If house is a nation, I want to be president. If house is a nation, I want to be president. I will take you to the mountaintop, and there the whole world will see the glorious light of this nation. That is house. I will take you to the mountaintop, and there the whole world will see the glorious light of this nation. That is house. I will take you to the mountaintop, and there the whole world will see the glorious light of this nation. That is house. You see, people, house is more than a nation. House is a feeling. House is a sanctuary. House is a release. House will pick you up when you feel down. House will make you strong when you feel weak. House will fill you up when you feel hungry.
Get way. Get way. Get way. Get way. Get way. Get
when I'm kill 'em all, boy.
LaFave.
Once upon a time, there lived a man who lived on a planet called Planet Music. And on this planet, there were many nations, and each nation had a king, a president. And these leaders had absolute power over their people. Through rhythm, they controlled the minds of many. Through soul, they controlled the force of the universe. One such nation was the nation of R&B, and its king wore diamonds and gold and drove around in big, beautiful cars, and he owned restaurants and clothing lines, and he built a castle on the island of Long, and it too was paved with diamonds and gold and rubies. But he led his people astray. He was not a good leader. He was not a good president. If house is a nation, I want to be president. If house is a nation, I want to be president. If house is a nation, I want to be president, president, president. He said if you vote for me, I promise to deliver you even more bass, even more soul, longer hours on the dance floor. DJs who believe as we believe. If you vote for me, I will take you to the mountaintop, and there the whole world will see the glorious light of this nation. That is house. You see, people, house is more than a nation. House is a feeling. House is a sanctuary. House is a release. House will pick you up when you feel down. House will make you strong when you feel weak. House will fill you up when you feel hungry. He said if you vote for me, I can make the sun rise, take a little bit longer. I can make the dance floors just a little bit stronger. So y'all can stomp y'all's feet all night long. Clap y'all hands all night long. If house is a nation, I want to be president. If house is a nation, I want to be president. I will take you to the mountaintop, and there the whole world will see the glorious light of this nation. That is house. I will take you to the mountaintop, and there the whole world will see the glorious light of this nation. That is house. I will take you to the mountaintop, and there the whole world will see the glorious light of this nation. That is house. You see, people, house is more than a nation. House is a feeling. House is a sanctuary. House is a release.
10 seconds remaining.
Ladies, gentlemen, and my NB comrades, welcome back here to Snare Casting. We got some dotes, we got some hype, we've got the D2CL Dota 2 Champions League Season 5, and we got another best of 3 on our hands between the side of V Gaming, who, you know, gonna be the first time we see them on stream, and they've been struggling. Not been an easy start to the contest for them. They won a game against No Marcy, but then they got bodied by Brave. Woo! It was not pretty. It was not pretty. And then they lost their opening game as well to the side of Hydra. So the way things are looking right now, the way things are stacked, does feel like they kind of need this victory quite a lot. If they don't actually come away with a dub here, doesn't really feel that promising for them going forward. They'll still get out. They'll still get into the playoffs, but Now we're starting to have conversations about, yo, bottom of the qualified teams. On the other side, though, Creepwave, listen, undoubtedly, without a doubt, with zero doubt, right? This is the best team at the tournament. No doubt, in my mind whatsoever. And let's go. Let's see if they can prove it for us. As we start off this draft right now, we are in game number 1. On Radiant side, we do have the side of Creepwave. Got the gang of V Gaming hanging out there on the Dire. Of course, yes, Jireen is correct. V Gaming last season were, weren't the best team, but they were one of the most entertaining and fun teams to watch play Dota. So, oh, meantime, make your predictions. I'm gonna start analyzing the draft now. Make your predictions. Let me know who you think is gonna win. Let's get into it. So Creepwave playing on Radiant side went for the co-op opener with Spirit Breaker to counter out Weaver. Yo, Spirit Breaker, not fun to play into as the Weaver hero. This Weaver feels like it has to be support here, honestly. I would not want to play core Weaver in this game, but V-Gaming, if they are playing this as support Weaver, they're set up in a very interesting fashion, right? Having the Weaver, LC, Dark Willow. There's a lot of interesting combinations that can come out here. Obviously, we do have Bramble Maze, which is amazing. You've got yourself the Bedlam. Dual Bedlam, guaranteed kill every single time. Before you duel, you throw out the Swarm Bugs from the Weaver. Makes it a lot easier for the Legion Commander to kill that hero. Any single time that there is lots of heroes trying to get the Swarm Bugs off themselves, boom, get hit with the Terrorize. Everybody's sent running and packing. And of course, we still have Puck. Puck Dream Coils you, Terrorize afterwards, then it's Bedlam, then it's Duel. V Gaming really setting up for this really cool, interesting, sort of like, not full wombo combo, but each of the heroes has a combination play with another. For example, if you look at Creepwave, the same is not like strictly speaking true. For them, the reliability is more like if there's multiple heroes inside kinetic field and then Spirit Breaker charges somebody, that's pretty good. Sonic Wave in those conditions is very good. Obviously, we have Lifestealer that would love to utilize both Queen of Pain and Spirit Breaker as a way to be able to close gap. I love how we've come full circle with this. There was a long period of time where nobody was playing Lifestealer around Infest, but now Infest is like a mechanic again. It's awesome. I honestly didn't like the patches where Lifestealer was just a hero. I didn't enjoy that. I really like Infest spawn plays. Very strong lanes, of course, from the side of Creepwave. Just obscenely strong lanes. Like the Queen of Pain lane, we obviously gonna be just a pure skill matchup, Quap versus Puck. But any other sides, whew. I kind of wonder now though, the one thing they don't have is they don't really have any initiation. You can only really jump in with Queen of Pain. V Gaming have plenty of fight starts and plenty of catch. Puck, LC, Dark Willow, even to some lesser regard as well. A lot easier for them to set up for small skirmishes than it is for Creepwave. So CW, what do we need here? We need something from the off lane. Tide Hunter still in the game? It is. They have the Lifestealer themselves. And do I want Tide though? I think Tide would be fine. They already have the LC because so they would ideally want like some instant disable from the off lane. Unfortunately, you're not gonna get LC because you know the enemy team already picked it low. You know, if I had confidence that they could play offlane Earthshaker, I'd say it would be very interesting to see from the side of Creepwave. But offlane Earthshaker can be fairly finicky. And it requires like particular teams to be able to play this out. Oh, I love that they're banning Slaughter. It seems like Slaughter is just a hero in this Eastern European region in the offlane. Not like seeing him that much in pubs. To be fair, the level of my pubs, a little bit, just like a little bit beneath the standard of what's to be expected from these pro teams. Take it easy, Jireen. Enjoy dinner, and have a good time. See you in a bit. I'll be out here. Creepwave, go ahead and ban out the Faceless Void. They recognize that V Gaming are in need of a safe laner at this point. I'm absolutely not a fan of Carry Weaver right now, at least in this context. So what do they put into the safe lane? Terrorblade's gone, of course. There is no Razor, there's no Medusa, there's no Faceless Void. Potentially PL I'm just thinking of heroes that are traditionally quite good against this lifestealer hero. EL often springs to mind in that particular regard. What are they going to pick? For PA. Not a fan. Or rather, I am much more a fan of PA when there's something that makes her a bit more viable. Let's think. Alright, so minus armor from the Weaver. When she does get Battle Fury, with Puck being able to keep heroes in a nice small area, there's a lot of damage that can come from a very short span of time from this hero. You are a BKB buyer. Right now, Creepwave don't actually have any BKB piercing disable. I mean, the matchup into Lifestealer is also just like, you know, it's fine. It's cool, you're PA. Not too concerned about it. It's like, you try to avoid each other. Lifestealer can, of course, easily get to the point. Easily get to the point where he gets, like, MKB and stuff. But as it stands right now, he's good. Oh, good for the PA. The situation is good for the PA. Sorry, I should have been a bit more clear about that. So TA 2000 probably does well here with the PA game. They put Toby in the offlane on Bloodseeker. This is very interesting, very interesting. So, one of the reasons why we often will see like heroes like Bloodseeker and stuff against PAs. You want a hero that can lock down her mobility no matter what. No matter what. Right? No matter what happens throughout the game, you at least need one spell that you can, one button you can press that hero stops moving around, stops being active and participatory in the fight itself. Rupture, one of the best spells in the business for doing that. And, of course, it pierces BKB. It's unlikely that we're going to have PA have the luxury to get both BKB and Lincoln Sphere. So, he'll be heavily reliant on the magic immunity. That also means the Fishman can eventually get himself to having a big enough disruptor. This Aghanim Scepter could also be pretty huge against TA 2000. Chrysalis is going to have a rough game versus the PA until he gets MKB, but has a decent enough time against the rest of the roster. Although they do have the Rage Piercing disable in the Rage. And eventually if they get Aghanim Scepter on Puck, it becomes a real problem for Lifestealer in those fights. This is actually very interesting. So let me know what y'all think before I deliver a verdict on how I feel about which draft I believe being the operative word here, believe, will come out aces. Let me know what you think, and then let's find out together as we get underway with game number 1, Creepwave versus V Gaming. Let's go. Right, on route, seeing a entertaining game of Dota 2. Remember, y'all, there are still channel points that you can utilize for predictions. You still have another 5 minutes. Let me know which draft you think is superior, which team you think will win, who walks away with the W on this one. V-Gaming trying to make sure that they do not, at any cost, run into an early fight that's going to be bad for them. It does kind of feel like that's, yeah, not very favorable, so
30 seconds to battle.
early skirmishes, avoid it.
Not
Avoid it.
bad at
Creepwave will be stronger than you at this point. I really am in love with these Creepwave lanes, though. Lanes are going to be so nice. One of the things as well about picking Bloodseeker into this lane against the PA, Bloodseeker pretty much immune to the sort of harass PA is known and regarded for sending out early on. And we'll see a small skirmish here over this bounty. They even drop a Blood Right. Toby, is he there on the other side in time? No, he is not. Antoha. Very good game sense there from the Weaver. Recognizing that if Toby is utilizing Blood Right here, that must mean that he is too far forward. And using the Sakuchi movement speed, should be able to get to the bounty rune before him. Very good game sense. I'm quite impressed. Nicely done. So Antoha going to be playing this past 5 Weaver. Will be a while until we get access to the full Aghanim Scepter, which kind of is when this hero's game begins for the most part. Once you have that item.
Normally.
E-Gaming, of course, one of the Eastern European squads that have stuck largely together for a very long time. It just so happens to be the case that the other team, Hellraisers, the long-time Pos 5 player left V Gaming, Melody. He went to play for HR, but for the rest of the squad, team cohesion is still going to be a very, very important dynamic for how they play this game. So let's see how they get along as we do begin game 1. Do feel like this is... Oh, nice. I don't think they saw him either. Fishman gets the block here. I think he was... well, it wasn't in time to stop the other one, but... Blocks are happening. I was actually very worried when I saw that there was no block on the other side. But Fishman makes sure. Now he will be joining this bottom lane. Trying to help Chrysalis. This is a very intriguing lane down bottom. In some respects, this is going to be the most important lane for V Gaming, at least for the first, like, 5 minutes. You can't afford to have a weak Legion commander. This needs to be one of those games where Legion is having a phenomenal time. Again, I mentioned that without that, then you're pretty much just stuck with a puck for your initiation. And you want puck to be able to clean up and control tempo, not just start every fight. Other side of the map, you see that Katomi, as well as Toby, on this young Bloodseeker, doing a decent job versus the Weaver with the PA. Like I was mentioning earlier, the expectation is fairly high that this Bloodseeker has a fairly free game. They actually might kill Antoha. He doesn't have access to those Sakuchi anymore.
You've just achieved first blood.
Will die to the Blood Ride of Toby, who will open up the score sheet by bringing down an extremely meh target. Sorry. Y'all thought I was gonna say important. Nah, it's meh. Antoha, he just minds being first blood, but actually dying is like whatever. Although it is a bit of a problem that he's going to be coming back when Toby is closing in on boots, but he already bought his own boots. Okay. Wait, did he? I saw somebody buy boots. I'm not sure who it was. Antoha, oh god, no! Oh, you just came back to lane, already stunned up, silenced by this Blood Ride. Doesn't have an easy way to get out of it. Does have a salve to pop if needed, but we'll have to use it. TA2000 needs to play a little bit back in the meantime. And they're going to get the chase going again. There's going to be the charge once more. They still have the vision thanks to the sentry. Swarm bugs thrown out by this Weaver. And now TA2000 has some increased damage to lay out. Toby suddenly looking like he's in a bit of danger, getting ran down by Antoha. And Antoha assists TA2000 in securing the kill. Oh, that was lovely. That was lovely. That was lovely. That changes so much. They had given up the additional, or the early first blood with the additional gold, but now not only do they have the time to remove the very pesky sentry that Antoha has been dealing with, you're also in a situation where you as a team, from this kill, oh, hold on bottom, you just saw Cardi Bika die, Fishman. The two of them will just end up trading lives between the Dark Willow and this Disruptor. We see that struggling somewhat to keep up with the CS. We saw that, fam. Don't worry. Bit sad to miss a range creep when no one else is around. Yeah, Ember Noob. And the testing for these rosters needs to conclude soon. It begins in exactly 2 weeks. Not much time to configure your full squad. Not much time to get the rest of your life in order, your ducks in a row, before what could be the most important Dota season of your life. One lane we haven't really taken a peek at, as we do see that bottom Lifestealer is not having the easiest time, but part of this is due to Fishman not always being in the lane, and at these low levels, it's much easier for an LC to play into a Lifestealer than vice versa. Middle. Stormer versus the Arrow Puck. Quap versus Puck, classic matchup. Right now, Stormer slightly ahead on the CS, as well as on the deny, so he's having a very good time. Oh gosh, Chrysalis died in the bottom lane. Chrysalis, what happened, mate? He just ran him down. Curse Crown, the Shadow Realm hit. I don't know what actually put him in the dirt, but that is not good.